Broadcast is live.
And live we are on another Sunday on the Frenzy Freestyle Sundays. How's everyone doing?
Pretty well. A lot better. Hope my Warriors can beat the Nuggets today, so I got the game on the side.
You never bet too much.
What did you say, Jonathan? Who's going to beat who?
I'm hoping my Warriors beat the Nuggets. I'm from the Bay Area, so I'm a Warriors, 49ers, Giants fan.
All right.
So today's stream is going to be thanking everyone that rolls through. Thanking our current guests, previous guests, viewers, subscribers, followers. Is thanking everyone for getting where we are right now.
Nice.
It's a celebration.
A celebration. And we're going to ask anything and everything of anyone, throughout the night.
Yeah, I definitely have a question to ask the panel.
And normally you guys start with the news, but we're going to hold off on the news until Anthony shows up?
Possibly. I don't know. Once we start getting into whatever, we may jump in the news, or we may skip the news until next week. But we'll see how the flow of the night goes.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well, let me kick things off by thanking DJ Spinister. Jonathan, if you'll join me in a round of applause. DJ Spinister has been doing a wonderful job lately holding down the podcast. He seems to be the most consistent member on the podcast in recent months. Some of the original generals have been slacking off in terms of their appearance here. But we've had some new talent come in and pick up the slack, yourself included. So appreciate that, Jonathan. And appreciate DJ Spinister for really putting the whole thing together.
Oh, thank you. And I know one of our generals who isn't slacking. He's been actually doing double the amount of work. So his time commitment has been hasn't been working on in his favor.
Well, thank you. I'm always doing double and triple all kinds of work. I'm glad I'm appreciated.
Nice.
And
we might as well say that we appreciate Orlati too.
Yes. Well, everyone that rolls through is appreciated always. And it's
Jonathan, you getting anything new this week?
Yeah. What is yes, Jonathan? Since you're our first guest for the evening, shout out yourself. What are you doing? What's new for the week?
For me, it's just working on toys, trying to get the toy facts to the best version of itself. Got some new talent coming on, a new engineer who's going to be assisting me to stack this puppy up. We're going to be putting new features on. The web client is coming. Ways to kind of just monetize your toy collection and see the overall pricing. So it's going to be more of a better user experience. Right now, it's just for something just to see, what you kind of expect it to be. But now I want to tell it more of a customer's perspective that they can monetize it in a way that they want. So we got about 15 to about 20 other features coming to this. We're going to change the layout a little bit and just, kind of just put a V12 under the thing and let it run. Getting ready for next week.
I like the beehive.
Huh?
Thank you.
I like the beehive.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but that's it for me.
I got all the honeys buzzing.
Wow. What's up,
Sorry, Jonathan?
Cool. And Mr. Magnus, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. We got racked by that tornado that ripped through here Friday, but
oh no!
Luckily, my place wasn't damaged. But there was a lot of people around here that weren't as fortunate.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And we had three of them. We had three rip through the Ohio Valley here, back to back, 10 minutes apart. One come through, next one, and then the next one.
Oh, that's crazy. Is it a usual tornado zone where you live?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm one of those people that sits out on the back porch and watches them go by.
Do you ever go storm chasing? You ever get in the pickup and chase the storm around?
No, I'm not that silly, but my house is built in the ground, so I walk
Right.
out, watch a storm when it starts getting too gusty out there, then I go back inside.
Okay.
Get back in the cave. You got a cave built into the hill.
California is new to these tornadoes, so we're just now starting to get them. I think we had more snow than New York this year, which is weird.
Snow, really?
It snowed in a few areas throughout Northern California and SoCal.
Yeah, my aunt lives in Northern California. They just got another inch and a half dumped on them this past week.
Yeah. So
But
what's
she
close
lives
to
up in
us is like 52 degrees. That's freezing. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, we hit 72 today.
Yeah.
And it was
That's
it
a
was
normal day.
35. It was 35 yesterday.
Yeah, see, we don't do 35. So 50 is about what we're because 35, that's when we have to call off for work. We're not going in. No.
Well,
When these guys
we
are
don't
talking
call-
American, do you understand? Do you even know what temperature they're talking about?
let me see. Well, I just converted it. So 35 degrees Fahrenheit for you guys is 1 degree Celsius for us. For us
Which is
typical
what we have today.
Canadians, that's depending how the season is. If we've gone through a polar vortex where we're like minus 30 for like a month, 1 degree is summer to us. So like we're coming out in shirt and a t-shirts in 1 degree, which is a bit weird because it's still 1 mark away from freezing.
Yeah, I don't know
See,
about that.
I wasn't complaining
I'm
about it
waiting for
being
7
cold.
degrees before I go out in a t-shirt. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah, I wasn't complaining about it being cold. We don't call out for work until it gets into the negatives. So that's a big negative for you all because I'm talking about when it gets to -1, -2 for us. That's negative 30 something to you all.
Right. Yes.
That's when we call out.
Well, you're in Oklahoma, right?
12 degrees with no wind, we're still working. It's just the way that we're built.
You're in
But I
Oklahoma,
was
right?
talking about the fluctuation that it went from 35 degrees to 70 degrees in 12 hours. That's why we had the tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Oklahoma, right?
Say again, I'm sorry.
You're in Oklahoma?
I can't make out what he's saying.
I said you're in Oklahoma?
No, I live in southern Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Ohio Valley. I live right on the Ohio River.
Well, I didn't even know they got tornadoes that high up. Wow. I
Oh,
thought that
we
was
get
like
tornadoes
a
every year.
Texas thing. Yeah.
Well, we're like the beginning of Tornado Alley. And they start here and they move Midwest.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but we don't get any big ones now. We had an F4 like I don't know 12 or 15 years ago, and it ripped the town to the west of us. It just tore it completely apart. But that was 12, 15 years ago. That's the biggest one we've ever had here. Usually we get the F1s, F2s. It'll take your barn roof off, your siding off the side of your house. Nothing major. A little bit of hail, nickel-sized hail. But when we got that F4 in through here, it was picking up houses and relocating houses, the entire things.
Because we're used to earthquakes. That's our thing. Earthquakes.
Yeah,
we get ground rumbles every once in a while because we are on a fault line. I forget which one it is, but we don't have earthquakes. But we just get a little shaking every once in a while. You all wouldn't even notice it. We do.
Spin, what's worse? Spin. If you were going to live either in a tornado zone or in an earthquake zone, which one do you pick?
I picked the earthquake. And I mean, Toronto is within that zone. We get a little bit of earthquakes, but most times you don't feel them. Or I think the last one I actually felt was almost like 30 years ago, but it lasted a few seconds and nothing major.
Aren't we protected by the monolith, by the Canadian monolith?
Let's see, by the shield, yes. For some weather conditions, I know Toronto's protected, and I believe Hamilton as well. So a lot of storms just kind of branch around us and hit the northern cities.
Calvin's wagging his finger. Who are you scolding this evening, Calvin?
everybody. You will work through these climates. You will do as they tell you to do. No, just kidding. Oh man, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, Cal? How you doing?
We're
Oh
chilling.
man, they're trying to get through it every day.
Mhm.
Every day.
And what's up, Stephen Bach? Stephen, tell us where you're located. Shout out which city you're in. And actually, yeah, Stephen says to Mr. Magnus, I was up all night in Dayton, Ohio until 5 a.m. a few nights ago. Lucky had she be and the chat, excuse me, streaming Evil Japan that night to keep my mind off the tornado warning.
Yeah, it was bad. We were actually at the grand showing of the D&D movie, and like 35 minutes ago, everybody's cell phone in the theater, which it was packed. Everybody's cell phone all went off with the storm warning. We were under a tornado warning in our area, and people started freaking out. And I just stood up and I said, "People, I built this building. You're in the safest structure in Owensboro. Sit down and enjoy the show."
Nice.
Now, I wouldn't let my group leave afterwards. After this, we watched the last 30 minutes of the show, but we were still under the warning for another 30 minutes. And they were all like, "Well, we'll see you." And I was like, "Don't you go out the doors." I said, "You stay right here in this hallway till 10:30. Let them pass by." And me and my lady, we actually live across the river in Indiana from Owensboro. And so we were waiting and we're listening to the radio, and they said, the tornado had moved on to the east and was crossing over to Tell City. And so we went to the bridge, and right as we got on the bridge, the wind hit the side of my truck like another vehicle hitting me. And it came across the radio, "We've got another one spouting up in downtown Owensboro." And that's right where we were at. We got a 2-mile bridge to go across here. Amanda locked onto my arm, and shoom, we went on. But it was all I could do to keep my truck off the side of the bridge. I was riding right down the center line of it, and my wheels were squalling. We were probably hitting 80, 90 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
Coming in straight from the side. I mean, the rain was hitting the side of my truck and not my windshield. The rain was running this way.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had to get home and scrape my drawers out a little bit. It's interesting. I mean, I can swim. I'm a registered lifeguard, but I've never rode a truck into the water. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever done that either.
In my youth, we used to go off of this same bridge into the river. It's just over 100 feet to the water. Then we used to walk out from the Indiana side and jump over the rail and jump into the water.
Dang.
Yeah. So it would have been too much, but I don't know if my 50-year-old ass could handle that kind of an impact now.
Calvin,
I was a lot more rubbery whenever I was 18 because we did that stupid shit.
So Stephen Bach says Tuesday's going to get up to 80 degrees. And it says, what about earthquakes and tornadoes versus hurricanes and typhoons? I grew up with hurricanes up through August 6, 2019.
When he was killed by a hurricane.
No.
I mean, isn't a hurricane and a typhoon, isn't that just a tornado on the water?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I have no idea. I've never lived on the coast. I visited the coast, but I've never been there.
Yep. I've been through it.
You're fine there. You're fine.
Well, Stephen Bach says, driven a car in a hurricane, hence the water in the 2000s, killed his serpentine belt and hubcaps.
Dang.
Hell, where you guys going when this was all going on? If it's not to the Red Cross, why are you guys outside?
He going full speed.
Where I grew up, you went outside until the wind was about to take you off your feet, and then you went back.
Yeah.
Then you sought shelter.
Mm-hmm.
That's that Randy's character, huh? Yeah.
Well,
That's crazy.
I won't bet. Hurricanes are a lot worse than a tornado.
Stephen Bach says, yeah. That's assuming that you're not on the water at the time.
Well, I'm guessing that they pick up shit out of the ocean. So I imagine you're getting pelted by fish and sharks. You know, that's what the Sharknado movie was all about. You know, ain't nothing like sitting in your backyard and damn great white lands on your picnic table.
Somebody get Ian Zeri on the phone. We need help.
Yep. So, oh wow, Sharknado. Welcome, Toy Warp. This evening, as we're thanking all of our guest subscribers and followers, we're talking about storm experiences. I see he has a tornado in the background.
Are there any Transformers that have weather control abilities?
Insecticons, maybe.
Well,
I wonder.
if they control the lightning,
The
Well,
Seekers
Who's got?
needed rain and
bombshell shit
Yeah,
hang up into
Rainmaker.
the clouds.
You got Rainmaker.
Rainmakers, dude.
And then bombshell could
What
make a
was-
storm so that shrapnel could harness the lightning.
How's that taste?
Bombshell can make a storm.
Yeah. The episode
Oh.
where
well,
they
maybe
fought over the tanker.
Thundercracker, possibly, but we've never seen him use his power.
I have a
All
theory
right,
behind that.
one person at a time. I heard Bombshell. Somebody explain Bombshell. Jonathan, you said something. We got Rainmakers. Who else? One person at a time. Somebody said somebody makes lightning, but I couldn't hear who the guy is because everybody's talking at the same time. So, Bill, and then Toy Warp, and then Jonathan. Go, Bill. Who can control the weather? Which Transformer?
Bombshell has some sort of a concussion grenade that he can launch out of his cannon that creates a storm, and then shrapnel can harness the lightning with his antenna and redirect it out of his hands.
Okay. All right. Now, does everybody agree with this? Is this true that Bombshell can do this?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Awesome.
he was in the G1 cartoon. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. No, I just don't. I don't remember him doing that with his shell. Okay. Toy Warp. Did you have another guy?
Oh no! Somebody mentioned that Thundercracker had never seen Thundercracker actually use his powers before, but I had a theory behind that, but not weather related. That one.
Oh, okay. What is Thundercracker's power?
He's supposed to be able to create a sonic boom and destroy everything around him.
Yeah.
That sucks that they never used that.
Not a
I
once.
That
think
sucks
they
that they
did.
never saw that.
I think they did it. Megatron's Master Plan. I think that's the episode we took everybody's chip and put it in them. He may have used it against Optimus Prime.
All right. Well, I don't remember, but we'll have to check it out. Megatron's Master Plan.
If that's the episode, I'm not sure if that's the correct episode name.
Well, it's funny. I'm also thinking of the cone heads. Not in terms of power, but the first time they're introduced in season 2, they pretty much came in looking like badass jets and just destroying like everything in the city. And then later on just became like sidekick comedies and, never using their powers and just always getting kicked around and made fun of.
This is
And in
true.
theory, the Rainmakers are able to create acid rain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So over to the comments, Rashad, the toy collector, says, "What up, guys? I thought I would be home by now to jump on." And it says, "What up, guys?" So what's up, Rashad?
What's up, Shad?
And Stephen Bach also says the Rainmakers. And the trio that Mr. Magnus bought multiple 3-packs of.
Right. I got 2 packs of those Tetra Jets myself. Well, I paid $90 for the first, which was the full retail, and then I got one on clearance for like $40 or $50. But nowhere near the deals that Mr. Magnet seems to manage.
I paid $12 a piece for mine.
So that's a deal right
Clearance
there.
rack, double clearance racked again.
Yep.
It's what got me back in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they were great up there.
There's 3 open sets
Like,
in that shelf. Let me see if I can do this backwards. There's 3 of them right there, and then there's 3 of them in their jet modes or in their robot modes right there, and then there's another one over here in the box still. And so, let's see if the box says anything about their powers.
The camera's not moving. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, the modern boxes are pretty skimpy with regards to any kind of bio info. Like 1 sentence these days.
Yeah, I miss the tech specs that they used to put on boxes. That
Mhm.
I wonder why they
sometimes
don't do modern tech specs.
Because Bob Booty
it
has
just has licensing agreements and everything on it.
Yep.
This one said.
Yeah, I feel that tech specs wouldn't be as creative as as what Bob would have written back in the day.
What a genius to come up with, and did it over a period of a weekend. Came up with the entire G1 cast tech specs.
Isn't that insane?
That is
one weekend.
crazy. Yeah, he did it in like a weekend. He decided he needed the extra pay and took on the entire G1 Transformers lines, tech specs, and backstories and everything in one weekend.
Changed Starscream's name from Oktar to Starscream.
I guess he was gonna.
Oktar.
With an Oktar?
Oktar, yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
What is Oktar?
That was Starscream's original name.
Dang, that's crazy.
Well, he had another character named Headlights, and then they decided they couldn't name him Headlights because of obviously what it implies.
Mm-hmm.
What? Say that again?
He actually had another character named Headlights, and obviously wasn't, couldn't name him that because of what it implies.
Was it a fembot?
It might have been. Who knows?
What are they going to change?
Be good, but like,
they wanted him to change Megatron's name, but he fought to keep it, and he didn't actually think it would work. But he brought up they said that the name Megatron sounded too scary, and he said, "Well, that's kind of the point. He's supposed to be a scary bad guy," and they just let it be. They didn't find him on it, and he was like so relieved over it.
Yeah,
on a side
the
note,
play on Megaton, the play on Megaton Blast was intentional. That story. We're getting some feedback from somebody's sound. I think, Jonathan, it might be if you have a computer or TV playing the audio, or if somebody's got their audio playing out loud, maybe you can turn it down.
Is that me?
I'm not sure. It might be. Just do you have your TV playing out loud? You're not using headphones, so if you could turn down your audio a little. It could be you, could be Mr. Magnus. I don't know. Whoever's playing audio out loud.
I just moved my microphone. When I game, my microphone sits in front of my speaker, so I just moved it over to the side. Is that any better?
We'll talk for a bit. Yeah,
I can actually hear you better now.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like we heard it at the beginning, so that's why, Jonathan, I was thinking it might be you. But if it's not, then it's not.
Is it me? Test. Is that me?
Testes, what?
Oh no!
Oh,
He goes, "Oh no!
that's nuts, man! Come on."
It's not that kind of stuff."
It's too early for us to devolve into that kind of humor.
It's never too early to
That is
devolve in that.
hilarious. What you talking about?
So, on a side note, I noticed that right before we went on, Children of Primus hit 150 subscribers.
Oh. Thank you to all the
Let's thank all the
subscribers.
subscribers. Thank you, all the subscribers.
Thank you, all the subscribers. And thank you to all our followers on Instagram, on Facebook, all the different groups that have allowed us to share all our videos and memes and updates to all the groups. All the groups are pretty cool, although there are a few where you share something that's not within the group rules and everyone starts fighting with each other.
Or they just boot you. I got a big problem with that when I'm trying to promote my videos. There's certain groups that if you post your videos in, they just delete you. It's not even in their rules to not post a YouTube video, and they'll just delete you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, and I've seen some arguments at a point of mostly within G1 groups where, say, an admin might post something of Beast Wars or something else, and someone else in the group will be like, well, if you could post it, why can't I? And then they'll start arguing. I'm like, you can't really argue with the admin of the group. Like, if they allow it, you're cool. If they don't, post it in a different group. Like, life is too short to be arguing on Facebook about, like, cartoons and toys.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, we're in 2023. People argue over and beef over the smallest stuff, bro.
Mhm.
The smallest things I see, and that's why I stay away from those groups. I don't want to deal with the situation because they, like I just said, you got people that it's double standards, and you got somebody let them get away with the double standards. And I just like, nope, don't want to deal with this. I'm out. Peace out. Delete. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now speaking of double standards, what was that one post that you sent to me, I believe, last week, in terms of employees and toy shows?
That's the group I was telling you about. That Pacific group is buying everything up here, dude. Like every Target, Walmart right now is empty. I literally had to pre-order all my things now. Pre-order. Yeah, I stopped going to Walmart and Target. I stopped.
Now, I guess what is the ethics in terms of that, of being an employee in one of those stores? As soon as you see like whatever toys or anything come in, buy them up, and then go like get a booth at a toy shop, at a toy convention, and then resell the same items for like double the price.
Yep, that's what they do.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
But I understand.
No, go ahead.
But if you broke, I understand. Because most people's not fortunate. Yeah, some people's not able to get the figure, but if you're sitting there taking advantage of people, I find it kind of odd that you're doing this. And then you get mad when the figure prices goes up. That's what Hasbro is doing. See, nobody is not paying attention to what's going on. Hasbro is watching eBay. They watching Macari. They watching all these things unfold. Like, oh, I can sell this Spider-Man for $40.
Mm-hmm.
You selling it for $45. People don't think, man. They don't think, really. I'm sorry. And that's why I said, you know what? I'm done. And I just pre-order everything now.
But it's a yin to that yang. Because
Ain't no yin and yang in that. If your ass is broke, you are broke.
I mean, I'm talking about
Stop
toys,
buying
right?
stuff you can't afford. Stop buying stuff you can't afford.
I'm not talking about that, but if you look at my targets in the Bay Area, now that all of these G.I. Joes we've been fighting about, they're finally starting to come out, and now they're paying for it. They got all this extra stuff out there, and nobody's buying it. Because it may be something you're into, but a lot of stuff that I see, we have lots of Transformers at my Targets and Walmarts, and they're just sitting there. I've seen stacks of dead ends. Half of the Stunticons are still there, breakdowns in, and then I hear people complain about that they can't find any of this stuff. So it's all regionalized. So you may be getting burned out in Minnesota area. I got to pick it for me.
Uh-oh, somebody got echoing going on. So I don't know. It's just weird, bro, because I know out there where you at, you're getting stuff faster than what we're getting. But then again, here we have, like today, I posted a video on my page to show what's going on, because I actually picked up one of the new Marvel Legend figures,
Mm-hmm.
and then the new DC figure just came out. None on the shelf. They're all gone. And yesterday was the day it's supposed to come out on the shelves. Nothing on the shelves, bro.
Which
Nothing. The DC wave. You got the new Batman. You got the new Flash. You also got the new Joker and all these other figures.
Besides the Joker, that was the only one that I see. That whole wave is there.
And then the Riddler. You have that, and then you got some kind of Batman that has the laughing face.
Well, what area are you in that you're
I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota, dude.
Okay.
And so I'm watching these little toy groups. They work at these stores and they're getting the figures. Literally, they're getting them. I'm like, okay, how's this street data for me? But it's already gone. And I put the two together. They're working for these groups. And that's why I say, I'm done. I am done. I pre-order everything now. I don't care if I got to wait a month or two. At least I know I got it.
Mhm.
Well, I did that back when I was working at KB Toys. Whatever the hot toy was for that year, yeah, I bought them up and resold them. I did. Oh God, I did it with the Furby. I had so many Furbies,
Furbies.
and they sold. Oh my God, they sold. But yeah, whatever the toy was, I'd buy them up and resell them myself.
Hey, Charlie, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. Stephen Bach says, sees Toy Facts post quoting OG took car Tommy, aka Titans returns misfire. I got him loose, but otherwise complete for like 15 or 20. Also got top spin for the same.
Nice.
That's a win. I personally don't buy loose figures. I like mine's in the box, so mine's got to be new for me to purchase. But that's still a win. I mean, to find them loose, as long as the transform works, that's a win.
Now, see, I live in the land of the old people, and all the Walmarts and Targets down here, they're fully stocked in with toys. Everyone was going crazy about trying to find Cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I had to see 30 of them in a week.
Wow.
Nobody's buying them down here.
I'm having trouble with the wording to get it away from weather channels and stuff. So I put on here, do any of the Autobots have the power to control the weather? And just this one thing right here says, does Satan have the power to control the weather?
That's random.
It's interesting.
Why hasn't Japan made a device that can control the weather yet?
Yep.
These are questions that people actually ask the internet. I just
But isn't Target headquarters in Minneapolis?
Yes, sir.
Well, then it must be a port thing because we have to pick of the litter out here. And like the first day Cosmo came out, I walked in the store and was able to pick one up. Like, was no problem. Even picked up friends.
Yeah, but the street dates is cutting us, and we have like this little group. They're getting the figures. They work in the stores. They're getting them the figure. They're getting them by the cases. And so when they have like these little booths, you walk into this little toy, like you go in there, everything is from Walmart and Target. There's nothing they have original. There is nothing. And I said, damn, it's like I walk into a Target or Walmart. Why the hell I need to be here? So show me something that's unique. Show me something that's different.
Cosmo's the blame is on Hasbro for that one because they only put one per box. I've actually opened the box with the Cosmo that Velocitron set. It came with that one. What's the white Lamborghini one they called again? It came with one of those and then a whole bunch of skids.
Wow.
So it was only one per box. It was like a chase almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what they did with Velocitron. So that was actually on Hasbro.
Well, Toy Warp, I'm surprised that in your region that you saw a bunch of them because that's exactly, I would say that's exactly what was happening in the majority of the U.S. where like each store was only getting shipped one, but then overseas they were getting shipped dozens of them.
That sounds like a marketing problem with Hasbro.
Yeah.
Hasbro thought it would sell better overseas than here. But it's just one of those deals where, if the supply is low, the demand's going to be high on those kind of things. It's just, there's not a whole lot of them out there. I have to have one. I have to be the person that has one. So everybody and their brother goes after them. That's why I quit collecting Hot Wheels. I quit collecting the Hot Wheels because I realized it was such a sham. What was it? About 95, they went to the treasure hunts and they started releasing real sparse like that. And you'd have to go to the store every day to be checking on them. I was like, man, I ain't got time for this. Stick with my old stuff.
You guys are getting some real bad feedback from
Right.
somebody.
You're on mute.
Somebody got them cheap headphones. Them knockoff.
These are top of the line turtles.
Those look like green titties.
Right place at the right
Alien
time.
titties. Oh, yeah.
And where's the rest of that green alien? What'd you do with her?
So Stephen Bach is asking Torwart, when's the last time you saw Cosmos?
Just a few seconds ago.
What was your last UFO sighting?
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's been like a month or so since I've even been in a Walmart or a Target. So, I mean, when I saw in all the groups that the demand was high for Cosmos, you know, I happened to go out to the stores then, and because usually it's the wife that does the shopping. I don't like going to Walmart and Target, but yeah. When I saw them in all the groups and everything, I just happened to go to the Walmart that I know stocks that kind of stuff, and no one ever buys it there because it's just old people territory, and a bunch of them.
Bro, that's crazy. I haven't seen Crash up here yet. Zero.
Yeah, I haven't seen a crasher yet either.
Yep, same here. Stephen Bach says, "Hey, Rashad."
He's a shelf warmer here.
Hey,
Yeah, they had racks of them.
wow.
Yeah, but now our Walmarts, now if people are still in the hedge, all of our Transformers are behind glass now.
Really?
Yeah. So you got to damn near book an appointment to get a Transformer now.
Yeah, because they still know, bro.
Let me have the win, huh?
Look what I got.
Oh, an original Crasher.
Yeah.
Steven says I got Crasher and Shadow Strip at the start of March.
Nice.
The Shadow Strip I found. I wasn't able to find Crasher anywhere. But my area is scalper thick. And I got lucky with the Cosmos. We just happened to be there real early one day, and they were just restocking the shelves. And she split the box open and opened it like that, and there he was. And I'm like, oh, I need that one. She said, well, I got another box over there too. And she opened it up, and there was another one in that box. I said, I need both of these.
I got a question for all of you guys. Who you guys think is the next Transformer that's going to be really hard to find? My money's on Wind Charger.
I would say Six Shot.
Mm.
Are we getting a 6-shot?
I think we will.
We might be getting an updated version of him because that's why I was talking with my friends about that a couple of days ago. I said, bro, have you noticed got kind of quiet about Six Shot lately? He said, oh, you is right. I said, bro, go look him up, bro. Look him up.
Calvin, you mentioned that the other week that they should do a 6-shot, but I want to ask why that is for two reasons. Because one, as far as third parties are concerned, 6-shot is a character that you have a whole lot of really good third party options. And then as far as mainline, I know you're mostly a mainline guy. Didn't they recently do, like just a couple of years ago, they did a pretty good 6-shot? Am I wrong?
That's Titans Returns one. That's back in. I don't have him. Well, I should have picked him up, but I haven't. But it is due.
He's not good. Titans Return is not good.
Here's the downside to that one. He's a headmaster, and I think that's the problem. He's not.
I don't care.
Does the head fall off? Like who? Like why does it matter that he's a headmaster?
I guess if you want to stay true to you don't want to do to the cartoon as possible. And for me, that loses a little bit. Although it's a great figure.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I do think, Jonathan, I think the feedback is coming from you. I think if you turn down your audio that you're playing, we're not going to get that feedback. It's not your mic. It's the audio. Hold on. What do we got here?
Well, Stephen says Shadow Strip Deco is pretty. I mean, while we're talking, I'm just remembering the.
Why is Calvin cracking up?
Okay, he sent me this image of one of the. Is this character actually in Beast Machines, or is this like an April Fool's?
That's an April Fool,
That's
man.
from the new D&D movie.
Oh, okay, because the next image was the best part, and I'm like, this looks like Saturday Night Fever.
I would have been fooled. I don't know. It's not a beast machine thing. Beast for thing. You can beat for it.
Man,
I know Calvin. He looks like he can get down. It's like the abominable snowbird.
It's called an owl bear.
What is this, Avatar now?
I'm a big D&D nerd. I'm a big D&D nerd.
Or how about cocaine bear?
nope. That beats Cocaine Bear about 100%.
Cocaine owl bear. That'll be some shit.
Cocaine owl bear. Cocaine owl bear. I like it. Owl cocaine bear.
Oh,
That's a Wave 1 D&D Owlbear Diceling.
What is Diceling? I don't get the Diceling joke.
They actually transform into like D20s and D10s and stuff like that. They turn into the dice from the D&D game.
Oh, okay. Cool.
oh, that is
So-
awesome.
Well, quick question for
All right,
everyone.
now for something. Yeah, now for something serious. Can we get serious?
Yes.
Listen. You at the bottom there. Stop fighting. Don't stop. Charlie, how many? Motherfucker. Okay, my guy right over here. Charlie, how many Optimus Primes do you have on that motherfucking shelf right there?
Oh, no.
Too many.
I want to know how many, and I want to know what are the top 3 in that category.
Well, that's just Prime.
And
That's just
which
Prime,
one
yeah.
is the shittiest one? Which one is the one that's in there that you're like, fuck, I put all my Optimus Primes in here, but I wish this one was never made, so I didn't have it in my collection. Which one is that?
Man, that's. Well, I'm not crazy about that Power Master Prime from like G1. That thing's a brick, but
Hey, I love
mean-
Power Master Prime
Oh,
from
Spin
G1.
loves Power Master Prime.
But I agree, he is a brick.
yeah.
Dang.
That's the Optimus Prime with Gout.
He's a brick. House.
Right. I would
He's
say
a
my,
brick.
I like the
Powerhouse.
PE, I like the Magic Square one, and I guess the Toy World for now.
Okay. The Toy World one?
Yeah, it's kind of
Orion?
hidden right there. Let me see if I can turn on light.
Is that Toy World one? You're talking about what was it called? Primordion or something?
Oh, I can't remember the
You
name
remember?
of it. There's a Bumblebee, Optimus Prime.
Yep.
Okay, so you said you have the TE and you also have the Magic Square. So
Right.
do you prefer those to either of those to MP44?
Yeah, I would say so. I think TE is pretty squared off and solid. You could probably drop that thing off of a roof and they'll probably survive. The Magic Square one, I just like the articulation and the look and everything.
Yeah, it's got better articulation. It's got more muscular proportions. Are you going to get now the new Magic Square one? They just announced that they're putting out a second version of their version 2, and this one has some die cast and an updated paint scheme. So are you going to get that one?
Maybe not right away, but I plan on it. So I also want to find out how much diecast, because a lot of people are saying that it just has diecast on the feet, but the paint job looks freaking off the hook. So
Paint job looks good, yeah. And that's the thing. That's the sucky thing with Magic Squares, that they always put out their bland version first, and then later they put out the good version.
yeah,
Ramen Toys does
So
that
now-
shit.
Who does that? Ramen Toys?
Yeah. That's how they
Yeah,
got me
okay,
on the
yeah.
Centurions.
Right. Wait, you talking about Zeta?
No. Ramen Toys, Centurions. I don't know if you remember the cartoon back in the 80s. They released all 3 of them. And the color scheme for the green one was off. And then they came out with the correct green, was like a more of a mint green than the military green it initially came out with. And now they're releasing all the bigger weapons with it, which they should have did the first time around. So it seems like they do a trial and error run, and then they come out with a second version that's more killer.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Shiba Kobe? And she says, "Sup, gang."
Hang up my shirts. Laundry day, Sunday.
Yep.
These guys. That's the wrong green.
Okay. All right. Yeah. The 80s commanders you're talking about there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Centurions. The Centurions. So I thought you had said Superion, but you had said Centurions. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Magnus.
D, can you see what I've got at the feet of Unicron behind me?
At the feet. Oh, I see that you got RC on a motorcycle. I don't know what bike she's on, though.
She's on a model of my old chopper.
Oh, nice.
That scale's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get her back on here.
Let's get a close up. Oh, so where'd you get this model from? Is that just one of the ones they have in Walmart?
My son got it for me for Christmas a few years ago.
Okay, nice.
I had this
Perfect.
exact chopper, except my chopper was blue.
Very nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Now,
She looks like she's about to appear in a Motley Crue video.
Yeah, it's the EDL01 reboot of Nicey in RC's colors.
I think you should put the black one on there, the Mocha, or whatever her name is.
Oh, Mocha? No, she's down there worshiping Starscream.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Wow.
So, question for everyone. I guess starting with Toy Warp is what did you get in the mail for this week?
Oh man, unfortunately, nothing. It's supposed to be my busy season right now, and busy season is not turning out to be very, very fruitful this year. So, I had to slow down buying the toys for now.
Okay, what is the latest video that you've had out?
The latest video was the Daredevil 500 set. It's kind of like a roller coaster for cars. It's kind of a kiddie toy, but it's like I said in the video, it's memory unlocked because I remember walking into retail stores. So this particular one's from Woolworth, and excuse me, used to have this big open display that you could reach down into. It usually had glass sides on it, and it used to have the battery operated toys for a demonstration, and kids could reach in there and play with the toys. And I remember seeing it in one of those displays when I was a kid. So that's why I make a video on it.
Nice.
I got Junkie here for a live unboxing. Picked it up some time ago, but I haven't gotten around to opening them up. And Bill made me think about him with the motorcycle, so I figure I'll just get another one of these motorcycles going here.
Where do you do your live unboxings at?
Right here, right now. You see it here first on Children of Primus. Bam. Look at that. Ask and you shall receive, Toy Warp.
And for those watching right now and watching our video later, like and subscribe to our channel, like and subscribe to everyone's channels. Toy Warp Vintage Reviews on YouTube, for instance. If you want to check out some old school toy reviews. Nice.
Yeah, this one came this week, and
Twin Cast.
That's Calvin's guy, Twin Cast.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this for $20 on eBay.
Oh
What do
no,
we
he has
got
no
there?
voice. Oh no.
Jonathan, tell us what you got.
Oh, Jonathan, your sound's not working.
What is Charlie bringing out that he needs a freaking forklift for? What is that?
Oh, very nice. Is that the blue one?
Cow.
No, it's the DX9 Omega Supreme.
Oh, DX9. Okay. Did you just recently get it?
Yes.
Okay.
From Big Bad Toy Store. It was actually cheaper than overseas.
What'd you pay?
$219.
Not bad. Not bad. Definitely worth it for about that size. It's a deal.
Right? I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. I'm scared of it. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
was saying
parkour.
when we were talking about like our one favorite figure, like what would we save in a fire? I think it might be my Omega Supreme. I got the Fans Toys one. A lot of people went with the DX9 for the cleaner design, but I like the additional detail on the Fans Toys. But that DX9 is extremely well reviewed and bang for buck because the Fans Toys one was like $400 or $500, whereas that one $200. You can't go wrong. Here's this guy out of the box. Nice looking figure.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of these guys. So and I got 4 of the KFC Junkions, and then I have like 3 or 4 of these mainline ones. So I'm gonna put them all together on a shelf. I have a big Junkion collection.
They challenge new school Omega Supreme to old school Omega Supreme.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Classic.
Classic. Well, I'm not understanding.
Stephen Box says.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you go ahead.
Yes. I don't know what he says here. Sat Max, you've seen the rubbish convert kit by Non-F. So Non-F is a third-party company that makes kits, add-on kits. But I'm not sure which kit he's referring to here. Do you guys know? Yeah, I don't know what Sat Max. Stephen, maybe you can clarify for us.
Jonathan, your mic's good?
Say again? Is that working better?
Yes. Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some reset up here this week. Figure out what the hell's going on with my setup.
Cool. Well, what'd you get in the mail now that your mic's working again?
Not much. Like I said, I got the shrapnel, which I'm sure most of you already have. So that was pretty cool to pick up. Waiting on Bob.
I don't have that yet. I got to get that guy.
Forgot this dude's name. Crash Bar, got him.
Yep.
And that completes the 5 so far. So I'm just waiting on the rest of the bigger Junkions. And then I grabbed Skull Crusher, a Target Master for himself.
Yep.
So that was pretty much it. And obviously, you guys saw the 2 Sentinels I got last week. Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. Oh, and then I found this on shelves. So I was under the impression that they stopped making these, but Walmart had like one last one, so I grabbed them.
Nice.
Okay, I haven't seen any of those yet. Or
Which one?
the hot rod and the Thundercracker they're supposed to be coming out with from the '86 movie.
And Hound.
Oh, they're coming out with Hound too. Okay. Oh, I haven't seen any of them in the store.
Yeah, Hot Rod was supposed to be cool. This was told to me by somebody from Hasbro.
So Stephen Bach on YouTube clarifies it's for Rekgar to convert into another Junkion called Rubbish. Okay, so yeah, I did see that. I can't bring to mind what it looks like, but I do think it's a cool idea. I like the fact, and here I think they're just playing off what KFC is doing. So KFC made the Junkions to be all interchangeable. So you can buy the individual bots, and then you can mix and match them to have even more unique Junkions. So I think it's cool. Non-F kind of like picked up that idea for the main line and made some extra parts so you can change the Rekgar into a different looking Junkion. So yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
Now
so
get
now
his wife.
Oh,
What's that?
sorry.
I said, you think we'll get his wife, Rengar's wife?
Yeah.
Girl?
I like that they're making the female Junkion. I think that's cool.
Well, I was going to ask the concept of them doing the Junkions with interchangeable parts. Is it because of that's the concept of what the Junkions are, or they just happen to go with that?
Yeah, no, that's why that was the original idea with KFC. So that's cool that they did that. Like they become apart. They're made of junk, right? So the idea is you could stick them back together. So with the KFC ones, you can actually, this is not a KFC one, right? This is mainline, but you can pull off the arms and you can stick them on the other ones and pull off the legs and the heads and move them around.
Cool.
Anthony's type of thing.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which,
he may be here in a bit.
I was say,
I'm looking at that kit right now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Anthony will has to come in late today. What was that, Bill? You're looking at the Junkions?
Yeah, I'm looking at that non-F kit, and I mean, for the most part, it's the same style, but like it gets rid of the spikes that come out to the left and right on Rekgar's knees and puts them on the front. He loses the spike shield and gains a rifle. He loses the titty guns and gets a flat chest, and then it looks like he's got something put into his chest where it looks like his wheel is in his chest instead of on his arm. And he gets a face mask. Exactly. So that he loses the mustache and he gets a face mask.
Yeah. So basically, so it turns him into looking like one of the like another one of the KFC Junkions, and of course the one with the wheel in the chest, and that's also from the movie, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, forgive me for being too far into my old toys. What is KFC?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
KFC, aside from Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC is Keith's Fantasy Club, which is a third-party company, one of the most prolific third-party companies for Transformers Masterpiece Scale.
Okay.
And Keith is the same guy who runs X-Transbot. So sometimes you'll hear us refer to XTV, and KFC will sometimes say that interchangeably because it's actually the same company manufacturing those two different lines.
So do they make them differently? They're robots?
I think the idea was that the X-Transbots was like the premium version of KFC, maybe, or it could have been like a slightly different aesthetic. But I think they kind of dropped the difference. Like, everybody that I know who collects this stuff, you kind of just refer to them interchangeably. It doesn't really matter if it's the X-Transbots or a KFC.
Gotcha.
Same thing.
I always feel like the odd one out because I don't collect anything new.
Both brands. Well, I mean, Toy Warp, the cool thing about the sort of gamut that we have here is we do have different types of collectors. So you're specialized. You specialize in the vintage stuff. But each of us is into different stuff. Like Anthony's doing primarily mainline. Myself and Charlie, we're primarily third party. So people have their different niches. Spin is also primarily G1. I have all my G1s from childhood as well. So I'm a G1 guy. But in terms of what I like to buy now, because my G1 collection is complete, so I'm into the Masterpiece stuff.
Nice.
Well, I was
And
going to
then
say,
Bill, I think Bill might be the most rounded among us. I think he's got a good little masterpiece collection. He's got his G1s, and then he's got the massive mainline. So he's covering all the bases.
Yeah, mainline is what I have more of because it's more easily accessible. But like as far as masterpieces go, I do not have complete sets. I buy what I like. It's just what I am.
So you're a mainline guy with lots of extras.
Yeah.
Lots of extras. Now,
I
Spin,
got a question for everybody. Oh, sorry.
well, hold on. Let me ask Spin this because he's always asking what we picked up this weekend. You never show anything.
oh my,
You picked on him for that last week.
yeah.
Well, he said though last week that he keeps a box next to
He did
him.
say he has a
full of
bin.
something
That's
in
right.
case
He
he had
did
to
say
show
that.
something. So
Oh, the bin is right here.
He just pulled out an Omega Supreme.
Yep, the bin is right here. So I've got a Warpath.
Or we're
sitting
going to see
beside me.
something else.
I didn't want to find out on the what you get this week.
Oh,
I guess Spin's theme today is tanks. He's pulling out all his tanks.
Blitzwing is too far in the bottom.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, let me get all the tanks lined up.
Okay, I got a question. We all of us, we've badmouthed mini-bots on this show before. But what one G1 mini-bot toy do you actually like?
Well, that's easy.
What is the best G1 mini-bot toy?
Beachcomber was my favorite.
Okay, Beachcomber's a good one. What else?
Roll bar for me.
Roll bar.
He's a throttle bot.
Yeah, disqualified.
Yeah.
Doesn't qualify. No, not a mini-bot.
You don't count
Not
it?
a mini-bot.
Really? What?
It's G1. It's G1. It's G1, but it's not a mini-bot. It's as crappy. I'll give you this. Jonathan. It's as crappy as a mini-bot. Throttle bots are as crappy, but it's not a mini-bot.
It's kind of crappier, but
I was going to say Roll Bar is a G1.
Yeah, for sure.
I just thought they were just updated versions. I mean, of the mini box.
You could make the case. You could make the case.
All right. Well, I'll give it to Pipes then.
Yes. Pipes.
Okay, Pipes is good.
Mhm.
Pipes is good. Charlie? G1 mini bot?
I like Pipes because I couldn't find Huffer at the time, and I picked up Pipes, and I like him.
Charlie, you need a Huffer? I got an extra one for you.
Oh yeah, I'll take one.
I like Wind Charger. I think as far as the mini bots are concerned,
as a figure or character?
As a figure, because like as a robot, it's the most like passable as a toy. You got articulated knees, you got articulated arms. It's a little action figure that doesn't look like a piece of shit. Whereas Bumblebee, Bumblebee is just garbage.
That's crazy.
You can't bend their legs. Whatever. It doesn't stand up. Whatever. But yeah, Wind Charger. He's a good little Wind Charger. And as who said Beachcomber? Was it you, Toy Work?
No, mine was Cliff Jumper, but that's just because I own a Porsche 944 named Cliff Jumper. So
yeah. No, so that's a good reason because the Cliff Jumper toy is trash, but if you have the car, then it's awesome.
The car's not far off from being trash either, honestly.
You said it was such confidence.
It isn't the best Porsche, but it is a transformer.
Exactly.
We would all be slightly more impressed if you had Jazz. If you had
I'd be happy with Sideswipe. If anyone wants to donate me a Sideswipe, yeah, that'd be great.
Well, that's still a plan. Eventually, I'll get myself a Lambo, one way or another.
I can't fit in one, so I don't need it.
You have to get a custom. You have to get a custom giant Lambo.
Fully understand the issue with that one.
Too tall.
Oh yes, because you're like really
You
tall.
just have to cut the roof off.
I'm 6'5.5". So. Yeah, it wouldn't work for me.
Why? This is what I don't get. Why does somebody who's 6'5" feel the need to like let people know there's also a hat? What's the point?
Well,
Why not just say you're 6'5" or say you're 6'6"? Like who gives a fuck about the hat, bro?
Well, that's what my doctors told me. Well, I'm still upset because I didn't get the height that I really wanted, which was to be 6'10".
Exactly. I
blame my father for that. So my father's 5'10". My mom is 6'1". And so I just knew because I wanted to play college basketball. The position I wanted to play was
Listen, bro. Listen, buddy. On behalf of 5'10" men everywhere, there's nothing wrong with being 5'10". So
nothing's wrong with
I'm
it.
standing
When
up
I was
for your
5'10",
father.
it was cool.
I'd settle for 5'10". Oh, I'm 6.5 feet tall. I wanted to be taller. But shut up.
See, this is a
My
short.
little 5'8" ass is looking up at you like, okay, yeah, that's nice. Tell me more. You got a rough life, don't you?
Toy work. On behalf of 5'10" men everywhere, I can tell you it's a very nice height to be at.
I enjoyed it.
Well, I wouldn't know.
See, that sounds like a short man complex. Unlike Jonathan and I, like we understand. You know, me being 6'3.5".
Don't forget the fucking half, Spin.
I got that half.
I was wondering if you were going to openly admit that you also mentioned your half.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you were just going to keep that under the rug.
Hey, my wife digs the half. I'm sorry.
Leave that alone.
I was.
See, now
that's true.
You know, for anyone watching the stream, if we're going by like size comparisons here, then we'll say that you know, some of the guys are like Warpath, you know, and then I'm kind of like right around here, Brawl, and then you know, and then Jonathan here is Omega Supreme.
Wow.
Oh boy. Oh man, I needed that.
Stephen Bach is representing for 5'10", representing. But you know what? The funny thing is, I was just telling this to someone else a few years ago. Back in high school, a few of us were the tall guys, and then when they transitioned the grade 9s into our high school, at that time there was like, you know, a plethora of like these short grade 9s. So you think, well, the big guys versus the little guys, we should win. No, there's like 10 of us big guys. There's like 6,000 little guys, and they're just taking us down. So,
Oh no,
it's strength in numbers.
Rats.
Fucking rats. You gotta flick their foreheads, and that's it.
See, I'm 5'11", but I've been 5'11" since I was in 6th grade. I hit a hell of a growth spurt.
And also you're.
And in 6th grade, I was the tallest kid in my class, and then everybody caught up to me when we got to high school, and some of them passed me.
You're taller than me. I was 5'6".
But then you became a power lifter, and you became 5'11" in the other direction as well. So nobody could catch up with you.
That's true.
5'11" in both directions. Now, Spin, have you ever met Anthony in person?
Yes. Yeah, we did a couple of the conventions together.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, that's too bad. So you can't play in this game that I was going to propose.
Okay.
Guys, Anthony is going to be here in about 20 minutes. You all know Anthony well. You've talked to him for a long time. You guys all go back. You know that he's a brilliant Transformers researcher. But what you don't know, Toy Warp, Charlie, Jonathan, and Iceman, is how tall is Anthony?
5'7".
And you all are now to place your guesses, and we're going to see who is closest when he gets on here. So Jonathan says 5'7". Mr. Magnus, you've known him for the. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the only reason I say that because he has a
hold on. Don't give your reason yet. Don't give your reason.
Okay.
That's a good reason. Yeah, but you don't want to tip it off. If you have a good reason, you don't tip off the other guys. Mr. Magnus, you've known him the longest out of all the guests on the screen. You know, notwithstanding Spin. How tall is Anthony?
I say he's real close when he said 5'7". I was going to say 5'8", 5'9". And I'll give
Okay.
my reasons whenever he comes on or after.
Okay, we'll come back around for the reasons. Okay, but you got to pick one. You got to pick an inch. So 8 or 9. 5'8" or 5'9". You got to pick a precise to the inch.
Oh, I'm going to say 5'8".
Okay, all right. So Jonathan says 7. You say 5'8". Who's next? Iceman, you've known him for second longest. How tall is Anthony?
I would say 5'7".
You can't pick Jonathan's answer. Come up with your own fucking answer, bro.
He agrees. He's just agreeing with it.
Okay. So I understand. I get what you're trying to say over there.
Man, Anthony be a big motherfucker. Y'all never seen him. He could be 6'2". He could be 6'4.5".
Ooh, how would you know that? That sounds kind of weird.
I don't know. You're guessing. He's gonna tell us. All right. You just say the same thing as Jonathan. You're a copycat. Charlie, how big is this motherfucker?
I say he's 5'6".
Okay. All right, Charlie, can you take Anthony?
Can I take Anthony?
Yeah, like if I told you, like, Anthony stole my Transformers, Charlie, I need you to go teach this motherfucker a lesson. Like, could you take him?
Wow.
I don't know. Depends on the day.
Well, that's why it's a game. It's hard to know. But how big do you think he is? How tall do you think he is? You're saying he's a little dude, 5'6"?
Might be. I don't know. He could be like, I've seen people that you thought was really big and then get out of their car and they're like really small, and vice versa.
Yeah, so Richardson, are you scared? Like when you see Anthony on the stream, are you like, if I have to go
Corvette one time and it took him 5 minutes to stand up, and I was like, oh shit.
In fairness, I've had a few Corvettes. They do beat the crap out of you while you're riding them.
Wait, what?
that Porsche? He had a bunch of Corvettes, but he's graduated to the Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Troy Warp, how tall is it? And I feel sorry for Anthony. Everybody's guessing him as like so fucking short. Charlie, are you sticking with your answer 5'6"?
No, he could be 6'5". Okay, 5'10".
All right, I'm giving him 5'11".
So then the question is,
giving him 5'11".
how tall was Spike and Sparkplug?
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
Well, Spike was 14 at the time when it started. So
who's taller? Who's taller, Sparkplug or Spike?
Sparkplug.
Sparkplug.
He's a grown
little bit.
Well, Spike was an
Spike always looked grown up. Spike always looked grown up to me. Like he didn't look like a kid, even though they play him sort of like a kid sometimes. But he's on a construction site, so he's grown up. He's got to be 20 years old. He's got to be 18. Who said he was 14?
I think he was 14.
I mean, in some of the writing, he could be in some of the fiction, but he can't be a construction worker at 14, right? And he starts out in the first episode as a construction worker. So
it was
minimum
the 80s.
Summer job.
Kids to work in the 80s. No one cared about safety. Safety was just a word in the dictionary in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
You know.
Believe me.
Good point.
On an oil rig, you're gonna take a 14-year-old on an oil rig?
Well, shit, they let
They
let
40-year-olds
make Nikes.
It all depends on the age of will.
Good point.
Shit, I don't even trust myself around the sewing machine at 43.
Have any of you?
I've been going to job sites with my dad since I was 12.
Dang.
What's the most dangerous job any of you guys ever worked on or considered working on? Like, did you ever think about like going out working on an oil rig, going to Alaska, working on the oil fields or some shit? I bet Mr. Magnus has.
You want me to
You
set
should
the
go
precedent?
last. If anybody, no, you should go last. Does anybody else have anything remotely similar to? Obviously, we know Mr. Magnus has the answer to this question. What
The
about you,
hardest job
Charlie?
I've
What's the
ever
most
had
dangerous
was
job you considered doing?
consider doing
Yeah.
being a sheriff until the guy after I passed all my tests, they were going to put me in San Quentin because of my size, and I told them no. I was like, no, I want it to be boring. I want it to be in the courtroom and just sit there and listen to people's business. That's it. And shut up.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. My job is to wear a thing that says sheriff and be 6'5.5". That's all.
Maybe catch a widow.
I'm not,
it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
not trying to get beat up.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, there, Steven.
So what the fuck was I thinking? Like, no.
So none of you guys will give Anthony 6 feet. There's nobody's going to believe that on camera this guy looks like he could be 6 feet tall.
So
It's because of his body choices.
So
Maybe he was
you
short
guys,
at
His
one
back
time.
choices make him seem like a short man.
Well, he stands by that little which one? That little cliff jumper he has? That's his guy. And Rat Trap.
Hubcap. Hubcap and Rat Trap, yeah.
Hubcap.
Yeah.
Hubcap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. He identifies. No, that makes sense. He identifies with the little guy. That doesn't
Rat
mean
Trap is
something, does
Jess's
it?
favorite, right? Rat Trap is actually
What?
his wife's favorite.
No, he said it was his favorite.
So they're both little.
Pretty much.
All right, guys. Serious question now. How tall is Charlie? Charlie, you don't get to guess.
I'll
Charlie's
take
my
all the
height.
fun out of it.
Charlie's my height. Charlie's 5'11".
5'11"? And how much is? Okay, all right. We won't talk about we won't guess weights because people could be sensitive about weight.
wow.
I'm obviously the person who likes to throw their weight around here. But yeah, so 5'11", that's a good guess. Toy Warp, how tall is this guy? Above you.
I mean, I'm just wondering where you're throwing weight around. I mean, it looks like if you took a shower, you'd worry about slipping down the drain, but you know.
Hell no.
I'm just razzing you, man. Charlie?
Listen, bro, that was a good burn. I don't know if I can measure up to it.
Oh! He went Don Rickles on him. Oh!
God. All right. I got to guess on Charlie here. I'm going to go with the average here seems to be 5'10", so.
Charlie is 6 fucking feet tall. Jonathan, how tall is Charlie?
Oh, I'm going to throw a curveball in there. Charlie is 5'11" and 5'8".
There you go. Very risky answer there.
Wow.
All right, Iceman, your guess.
Say 6.
All right, same as me. All right, Spin. What's his height?
Is it 5'8"?
All right, who won?
Spin is closer. I'm actually,
5'7"?
according to the Air Force, I'm 5'9".
5'9". Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Toy, what did you say? You said 5'8"?
No, I said 5'10".
Well,
I said
5'10",
with
okay.
sketches on, though, but yeah, I guess you don't count that.
What, Jonathan? What did you say again?
I said 5'10".
Oh yeah, no, you, yeah. I remember.
Sketches
Yeah,
on.
So
you were waiting.
who wins in the
Charlie,
price
you
of
got
right?
big hands, don't you?
Yeah, who wins is the height is right. Yeah.
Whoever
Big
can
hands,
go
you got
over
big
it.
hands, don't you?
Anthony's going to be coming in here like, what? Where did you guys derail this?
It's not derailed.
I mean,
we're learning. The guests are learning about their hosts. This isn't a derailment.
exactly.
All right, since we're talking about height, what transformer would you scale yourself as based off your height?
Braun.
Iron
I'd have to be like,
Yeah,
I'd have to be like
tough guy.
Broadside or somebody.
Funny, I was gonna say one of the like Rumble or Frenzy. I mean,
Oh,
going in the sense of how they were portrayed in the cartoon, they were the
Yeah.
same height as Spike. Whereas like I would assume a mini bot should be taller than
Oh, I thought
than
he
a
was saying like
person.
I thought he was saying like if
Yeah, no, but if we were transformed.
Oh, if we were
yeah, if
Transformers,
you were transformed, Magnus is right. Yeah.
Ultra
Yeah,
Megas.
so basically, I don't get to be Omega Supreme anymore. That's what he's saying. Steve, the Omega Supreme now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You're like 6 gun or
you
something.
don't keep for all I care.
Interesting.
T fan page 101 says, "Yo,
Yo,
What's up, brother?
Stephen Bach says, hey to T fan page 101. And while we're all talking height,
cheers
T-Fan
everybody
page,
for coming out."
yep, says that they are 6'2".
Nice.
All right, we don't have to guess.
I got another question for
And a half.
everybody. I got a question for everybody. For the whole class. What are you guys expecting from the Hasbro Pulse on April 4th? What surprise bots are you expecting? Is there something you're wishing for or thinking that's going to pop up? Do you think we'll get the
Yep.
Nemesis Prime or Nemesis?
I'm hoping we're getting a new combiner set, and I'm hoping that it's the Protector box.
You
Oh, that'd be
close.
cool.
You close, but not close enough. The leaks have been revealed. You
Oh,
know
I
what
haven't
we're
seen
getting?
them.
You know what we're getting?
I saw Megatron on the box. Is that true?
That's coming down the road.
Okay.
We're gonna be getting a Silverbolt and a Tiger Hawk.
Bullshit. You serious?
Yeah.
So we're getting another aerial box before we get Protector box.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't make sense to
No, but
protect
is
the
it-
box before
It
air.
is-
Silverbolt, do you mean aerial bots? Do you mean Silverbolt aerial bots? Or do you mean Silverbolt
we get a Silverbolt and Beast Wars.
The Beast or a Silverbolt?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tiger Hawk.
Nah. Boo. Boo. If they did aerial
Awesome.
bots, that'd be cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
I gotta go.
Well, get out, you filthy maggot.
Hey, it was one time. It was college.
Stephen Bach says, I'm laughing at men, children acting less mature than my 10-year-old niece and 9-year-old nephew.
Hey, bro.
That's why we don't have gray
And
hairs. Well, at least I don't.
Like Emgo says, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing.
Yep, that's true.
And just like Lego, it's for ages 3 up to 99.
But who knows? We
All
could
right,
be
when's
getting.
Anthony?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think we might be getting a new Ford Maximus. That's just one of my hints on that what we should be getting, which I'm hoping, but who knows?
Well, if anything, it'd probably be
Okay.
Grand Maximus since they came out with the Black Xeric. So
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Reuse the mold.
Well, I noticed like
So, did any
Legends.
of you guys
come out
get the blue Omega, the new mainline Omega?
Yep, I
I
got
got
two.
We
two coming.
got 2 of them.
Of course.
Nice.
Right now, I'm waiting on
Right.
my new Masterpiece Jetfire to hit Big Bad Toy Store. That way I get the combined shipping. But they're sitting there in my booth there.
Awesome.
Well, I've got quite a few sitting there.
There we go.
Okay, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Maybe you showed us that. Did you show us that last week? I think somebody showed it. Yeah,
I
that's
did.
dope.
He looks
And you
better
have
in
the
person
original
than
one as
photo.
well?
Yeah, I got Omega over
Yeah.
on the bottom. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's what it is. I've got 2 of the Generation Slate Titan Guardian robots, 2 of the DK38 Legacy Combiner upgrade kits for the new Stunticons,
Ooh,
and a Legacy Evolution Core Slug.
nice.
I wasn't going to get the Core Dinobots, and then I saw Sludge at Target last week, and I just picked him up and looked at him and turned him over, and it said that he's 1 of 6 for a combiner. And I was like, oh, well, shit, I've got to get it. It'll be a combiner.
I can't find those. Grimlocks we're flooded with Grimlocks.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah. Oh, that's there.
Yeah, I can't even find that one.
I seen that today.
Yeah, he's show warming here.
Wow.
Those guys, to me, I think those Dinobots look terrible. Like Anthony, every week Anthony's talking about how cool he thinks they are, but like honestly, like I would rather have the dollar store authentic Transformers than those things. Like those things look terrible to me.
Was that the ones he was playing with last week that he
insult
combined part of
It's
them?
an insult to Dinobots everywhere.
Oh yeah, these
The Dinobots.
not sure where is it.
What
These
is that?
dollar store combiners.
I see the front of that. Can you blow that up?
Hold on, let me get.
That looks better to me than the new Dinobots.
What is that?
It's like a dollar store mini combiners. Mini combiner Dinobots. Although the green screen's kind of throwing off the.
Interesting. And Swoop is the body.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
see if I can. Got him here somewhere.
You showed us this set online before, haven't you, Spin?
Yeah.
That's the first time I seen that one. Never saw that one. Magnus, what you sipping on?
What? I'm sorry?
What you drinking?
Angel's Envy?
Yeah, I'm a brown liquor guy too, and I haven't had a drink in almost 90 days.
Oh no.
So I'm retired.
Ooh.
But you look so
I'm
happy with it.
I'm a big bourbon connoisseur. I have about 19, 20 different bottles in the bar over there. But the other room up here is a complete bar.
I always wanted one of those, just a bourbon Scotch whiskey. I like the more wood tasted type of cognacs or bourbons.
Yeah, I've got 6 quarts of Jim Beam because I saw this thing where you buy this stuff online called Toast.
Ooh.
And and you take cheap whiskey and you can turn it into really good bourbon. And I've got 6 quarts of just old regular off the shelf Jim Beam, and I've got them sitting with different amounts of this Toast in it. And we're going to crack those open next weekend on Easter, and we're going to try them and see what they were like.
Can't wait
But they've been sitting with this Toast in them for going on 6 weeks now.
Nice.
See? Sugary adult beverages. They're awesome.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna make 35 gallons of burgoo and sit around and have a big egg hunt. Easter's a big thing. I'm real family oriented. My youngest kid is 22 now, but I still hold this party every year for all the kids to come out to my place and do a big egg hunt. And we used to do just burgers and hot dogs, and then we started making burgoo and got the big kettle out just because the kids wanted to see it made. So
Nice.
now we do a big. I don't know if y'all know what burgoo is. But we make 35 gallons of a great big kettle and sit out there and stir it on a fire.
Ooh.
It takes about 10 hours.
Moonshine.
Yeah, I got him too. Cloud cover. Go figure.
Yeah, I've got 3 of those on pre-order.
No, I count for 2 of them. You only get 1.
Hey,
Ain't that a bitch?
Oh, there we go. I was frantically Facebook messaging Spin like, let me in. Just been going on.
All right, so now we got to know.
Yeah.
Right off the rip, Anthony, you don't get to rest into this at all. How tall are you?
5'9", I believe.
shit.
5'9".
Told you.
Is that good?
We still love you if that helps.
I feel like I'm being damned with faint praise.
I want to show them why I know this. Stand up and walk back to your cabinet.
That's another week. Anthony's walked into something.
Oh, there we go. How he knows.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's see that window right there beside him? That's a 6-foot
Yeah.
window. This is what I do for a living.
Okay.
Inside information. Oh, man.
Yeah. What's going on?
Excellent detective work.
We were having a little competition to see who could guess how tall you were,
Huh.
and we were gonna wait and reveal why we thought this after we got the number.
Oh, because of the window behind me.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen you walk back there and grab things before, and I was like, oh, okay, that's probably a 6-foot window, unless it's a 7-foot window and he's extremely tall.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Quite
so
the
yeah,
odds
you
on
were
that one.
basically right.
So welcome, Anthony.
Excellent.
Because I'm eating popcorn, my cat Snook is like way trying to get it, as you can see. No, Snook, no. Yeah, what's going on?
My cat's got to actually walk around the room today because I was putting a new light in the stairwell, so I had to leave the door open while I had my ladder up in there. I guess so. They got to walk around here. They were good. They didn't get up on top of anything, so they're still not allowed. That this was the one day that they got to walk around on the carpet. The rest of my house is ceramic tile.
Yeah.
All right,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Here.
Okay, so anyway, D, you were asking about dangerous jobs.
Yes.
I built a hanging scaffold, which means you build a scaffold backwards. You build it clamped off at the top, hanging down, 250 feet above the Ohio River on an active coal unloader.
On an active what?
Coal. C-O-A-L. Coal unloader. The great big thing that looks like a saw blade.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ultras Maximus.
Wow. Stage. So
You
that
mean
would have been a
Metroplex.
stage
You mean
fatality.
the G2 Metroplex.
Now that's not the highest I've been. I've been 312 feet building a scaffold up in the top of the boiler at IP&L.
Oh, that's crazy.
No, thank you.
But I work with a guy who used to change light bulbs at the top of radio towers.
Whoa.
And he told me the highest he was ever at was a 2,800 foot tall tower on the edge of the Grand Canyon. He said, now, when you're at the base of it, you're 300 feet away from the edge. Doesn't look like, but once you get 2,200 feet up, you're looking straight down.
You're looking down.
And so he was basically looking down over a mile. And he said when he got up there and he actually looked down, it took him 4.5 hours to climb it.
Holy cow.
But when he
You got
got
to think long and hard about your
looked
decision.
down, he said everything from his belt, lower than his belt, just kind of tucked up a little bit tight.
Damn.
It's like a line into outer space. Like you feel like you're in the upper atmosphere. That's amazing.
So when you were talking earlier about being on an active coal loader, I thought you said you had an active coal unload, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'd have in that situation.
That's what I heard. So I was a bit confused.
We were taking the overhang jacks off of a bridge up in Greene County, and the monkeys who built the bridge built it in 16-foot material, so we couldn't take it off with the unloader buggy because the unloader buggy reaches over the top, but you can only reach 8 foot. And they didn't build it out of 8-foot material. And so we had to get these great big JLGs to go down on the bank and lift us up 120 feet like this to take the jacks off. And so when you take the jacks off, you've got this one bolt that goes up through the deck of the concrete of the actual bridge deck. So when you take that bolt out, you've got to fill that with hydraulic cement so that water doesn't get up in there, freeze, and blow the bridge apart. So after we got these things off, me and my apprentice, we were up there and we're grinding. Like, yes, mix up a little bit of that putty, stick it up in there, go to the next one and grind it. And I turn and look over at him, and he's got one hand on the rail, and this grinder is just whipping his ass.
Wow.
I said, Jelani, I said, you get a lot more done if you put that other hand up on that grinder. And he goes, Bill, when I let go of the hand roll, my asshole feel funny.
Oh, fellow black cat owner, says Stephen Bach. Yeah, he's not usually one to get up here, so you don't see him as often.
How's he feeling?
Ooh, I understand that reference. Stephen Bach says, Grand Canyon. I went one spring break as a kid and it snowed. It looked like the Death Peak from Chrono Trigger. I've never heard of it snowing at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, it makes sense, but...
All right, Anthony, I finished Beast Wars.
First Beast Wars, eh?
Yo,
Yeah, I need a round of applause for that because it was tedious. You said your favorite character is Rat Trap, right?
You said what?
You said your favorite character is Rat Trap, right?
Yeah. He's the goat.
Tell me why he's your favorite character, because he is annoying to like wheelie proportions.
Oh God, no! Because he's the most pragmatic character. He's a saboteur, sharpshooter, smart guy who knows how to get out of every situation. To me, his crowning moment in the entire series is in the third half of the agenda when there's a spaceship shooting at their base and he's like, literally to hell with this, and like blows a hole in the base and rides up there and gets on the ship and just blows it up and takes everyone out because he's just had enough. You remember that? And he rides on the missile like Dr. Strangelove at the end.
The amount of G1 references were impressive. I did not know there was that many G1 references in the show.
Yeah, it all connects. It all comes together.
Except for like the very end where they crashed the Nemesis. I didn't see it go back in the ocean where it belongs.
Well, on the cartoon, they found it in like a mountain or something eventually, because the ship underwater was a different one. It was the one they built in the first episode to try and get back to Cybertron.
Yeah.
They find the Nemesis in Microbots, and they find it like embedded in a mountain somewhere. So technically works out, I guess.
Well, Stephen Bach says Toy Warp has evolved from being a boomer.
Mm. Yeah, you're a 90s kid now. How does it feel?
Ew.
80s is Gen X. But okay. Anything to not be a boomer, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I was there. I watched the season 2 finale, with that big ending, like, live, and I was on, like, the early Transformers internet watching everybody lose their minds over that and wait to see how that was going to happen. That was like an event,
If you say so, Anthony.
I do. Now you have all the research you need for the movie, for the new movie.
So when is Rise of the Beast coming out?
In June.
June? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe those of us in Toronto, we should all go. We should all go together.
Do one of those on-site things where we just climb into somebody's car and put a dash cam on and just be like, "This is our opinions right after."
Wow.
Yeah. We should do that.
I think it's going to be all right.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's going to be horrendous.
it,
Well, let's have a show of hands. Who was excited for the movie?
I was excited when it was just they're making a sequel to Bumblebee. Now they have the Beast Wars people in there too. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That was 3 out of 7. It looked like.
I was in.
What's that? Were you in? Okay. Okay, 4.
The majority has it.
Toy Warp, you didn't put your hand up?
Absolutely not.
I would warp on this one.
Okay.
Here's
I'm
my
kinda-
thing.
I'm-
So you're
I'm
already
too
giving
Why
us.
are you not excited?
I'm kind of tired of
Are
having
you
to
gonna
kick
go-
this in the face with the whole bait and switch thing. The last movie, everyone went ape shit.
Wait, hold on. It's a murder crime moment. Spin, give him the full screen. Let's put
There we go.
the murder crime background. Toy work. Let us know everything wrong with this prospective movie.
Yeah,
Everything prospectively wrong.
Entire little bait and switch thing. Last movie, everyone got excited because they were supposed to be given a Starscream, and oh no, that's not Starscream. It's Blitzwing. It's like, how far do you guys go on a regular basis when you're making these movies to make sure to kick G1 people in the teeth? And they've done the same thing this time around. It's not Mirage, it's Jazz. But no, it's Mirage. It's just another kick in the teeth from these people. It's just no. How many times do you expect to do that and expect G1 people to keep coming back? And it just doesn't make any sense to me. Sorry.
And here's another one. So in the first 10 minutes of the Bumblebee movie, you gave us everything we wanted to see as far as the graphics, how it looked, how it played out. You teased us with it, and then you gave us a girl with issues and a dude who looked like Drake that didn't get any at the end of the movie. So, no, I'm not excited about it.
Some people are just determined not to have a good time.
What's wrong with these people?
I think everybody got their own opinion about the movie and stuff like that. But if you're that director, or if you're these writers, and for the fans that's out here, if you really call yourself a G1 fan, you could send a letter or send an email. That would change a lot of things. And I'm just saying, people talking about they're really so hardcore G1 fans.
If you would have sent an email just in 2009, we wouldn't have to suffer through all these fucking.
Hey, like I just said, everybody got an excuse and then they got a butthole. But at the same time, I'm gonna say it again. If you say you're a hardcore G1 fan, send them motherfucking letters in. It's gonna change some stuff, but only thing I hear is people talking about this. They talk about that. They talk about this. Or give me this. Or give me that. If you ain't trying to do what you're supposed to do, these people gonna continue to mess shit up. They gonna continue to do what they want to do.
Okay, that might be true if it was
when you send your letters in. Don't forget to cut out your proof of purchases from your box and include it.
Because if you look at it, we are those people that spend our money on these things.
Now, if I was a Hasbro guy, I'd be like, hey, we're going to make a campaign where if you send in enough proofs of purchases, you get to make changes to the movie. But it's got to be like a shitload of them.
Hey, but like I just said, everybody got excuses. Everybody got a fucking butthole.
You know what? That whole system would work if this was like 2001. Okay? All they got to do now is turn on the internet and see the backlash from the Bayformers and everything. When you're going through YouTube, the amount of bad reviews and people who pick apart.
It's really important when people turn the internet. I hate it when people forget to turn the internet off when they're done with it.
and you know what's so fun about that though? I see people they get on here. They don't read a damn comic book. They don't read that, and they can go out here and do a whole analysis on a movie and don't know shit about that movie.
Oh, those are the best analysis, and I know I've always mentioned that to Anthony, who writes our weekly reviews on childrenofprimus.com, and I've mentioned his reviews compared to other reviews I've read, and I'm like, I don't think this person did any research, any spell checks, any grammar checks. Like, they don't even know what they're writing about. Like they're missing the point. I'm like, who are these writers?
I try to, unless it's like Optimus Prime or something. Yeah.
Iceman, they know who we are. Because
no, actually they don't. No.
Yes,
I'm going to tell you the reason why they don't. Because if you really look at if you sit back and watch these movies, listen to how they write the scripts. Look at the characters, bro. Look at all these things. It just don't make sense to me sometimes. And I said, okay, so y'all trying to put a new spin and a new twist because they're not looking at us anymore. They're looking at the new generation. But it's up to us to change that because we are the legacy bringers, bro. We already did it. We've done that.
I get that, and that's a great point. But They're trying to phase this out. That's why they want the new generation, because it's cheaper to make toys. If they
Yeah.
didn't care about us, they wouldn't give a shit about what Fan Toys is doing. They wouldn't give us Masterpiece figures, which they're constantly coming out with. So they know about us. They just keeping us with this so they can shut us up. But they just don't want to, because it's cheaper to attend to 4-year-olds than to 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's a bigger
What,
market
what
too.
the whole thing comes down to is it's the generation. You gotta remember the generation of Transformers that we saw. That's what we want to see. Well,
Mm-hmm.
this is the generation of Transformers that they saw.
Yep.
This was their first example of robots in disguise, and they like
Yeah,
it. Me personally,
I tend to disagree with that
I forget which one it was that you all told me to watch. That was the most recent Bayformer movie. I didn't see. I walked out of the second one at the theater. Said, "Fuck this! It was trash."
Bro, they look
And
like
then you
bugs,
all
bro.
told me to watch The Moon, something of the Moon, Black of the Moon, or something.
Dark of the Moon.
And
Dark of the Moon.
that was awful. It was awful.
Orlani's not here to defend it.
I know, but Orlani would be that's his name. But I thought all the Bayformer movies were trash. I waited for Bumblebee to come to video, and then we redboxed it for $1. And it was decent, but the script of it was garbage again.
Yep.
The Rise of the Beast. Will I see it? Yes. Will I pay for it at theaters? No.
You would do as you told. Yes, you are. You are going to this movie.
I will eventually watch it. It'll either come on one of the streaming services that I have here, and I'll watch it, or I'll redbox it above.
Oh, yep.
The thing I always think about Bumblebee is how it's very reminiscent of the early Marvel comics more than anything else. Bob Budiansky, when people ask him about it at conventions, including when I saw him at TFCon, he's always like, yeah, this is pretty close to what I was trying to do when I was writing the Marvel comics. So I'm like, that's what they were going for. Like the issue number 1 of Marvel ends with like Bumblebee in his VW mode injured in the Witwicky garage, and it's very similar to like the setup of the new Bumblebee movie. So I'm like, yes. It's like that.
Let me ask this question: did everybody here watch First Rise?
Hold on, Magnus. Let me say this.
Okay.
So I guess for amongst G1 fans, what is law? Is it the comic book or is it the cartoon?
Yeah.
That's our issue, because we're divided into 2 subgroups. So what is accurate?
The comic, Marvel comic.
I have never read a comic book. What? Because where I live at, I'm very rural. We have no access to comic books. We got to drive hours to get to a comic book store. I bought my first comic book when I got my ID or my Shattered Glass guys. These are the first Transformers comic books I've ever owned.
Interesting start.
And Anthony put me on the path to this IDW. I forget which one it is, but I actually bought the set of them. I've got them downstairs, and I've started.
Oh, the hardcovers?
Yes. Yes,
Oh, wow.
I started those. Those are the first comics that I've ever read.
Ooh, interesting.
Or Transformers comics, not comics, period. But first Transformers comics I've ever read. And they're good. They're good. But I can only base off of what I got to see after school whenever I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that's all I've ever had. The basic problem I had with Bayformers was the insect look that they had, and they're spitting oil and
fluids.
I mean, they just looked like trash.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest thing was Bumblebee is not a warrior.
Yeah.
And I will
Took everybody out of
I
character.
will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. Bumblebee is not a warrior. He was the comic relief. He was the sidekick. He was the mini spy. He was the one that was always in trouble that everybody else had to rescue.
He's a scout.
Exactly. That was my biggest problem with the Bay movies. Now, the fact that he turned into that Camaro Now that was interesting to me because I couldn't hate them for that because I still have my 78 Formula Firebird,
Yeah.
which is the same body style as a 78 Camaro Berlinetta.
Yeah. And at
The
the
only
time,
thing
it was
different
very
about
much. It was very much. We don't have the VW license. He has to change into something. This
Yeah, I
is
was
what we're
gonna
going
say
with.
that
Yeah.
wasn't their fault. That's not on. That's not on them on that one.
They had
Yeah.
to sell Camaros.
and I can appreciate that, and I do own those. Those are the only Bay purses that I own are the two Bumblebees, the original ones that came from the first movie, where he turned it into the '77 Camaro Berlinetta, and where he turned it into the new style Camaro. I have both of those. They've never been opened. They're in blister packs. Just
And the
because
original
I
movie
love
was a
the original cars.
75.
Hmm.
But crap, brain fart.
Okay, ain't that?
Yeah, I will say one thing. Anybody that's like a hardcore G1 fan, I do recommend reading the Marvel comics at some point because they're very much like an important source text. They came before the cartoon, and they kept going after the cartoon until '91, and they're very different in some ways. Yeah.
Very different.
It's the movie adaptation. Yeah, because they just did a movie adaptation too. They're very different from the cartoon in a lot of ways, but they're similar in some ways. It's a whole other continuity, and it's also an important '80s source text too. You know, same way the animated series is. Oh, you got all 3 movie issues? Yeah,
Dude, I got all of them. And the IDW Comics one.
yeah.
So, Anthony, I got a question for you. If Dreamwave Production wouldn't have folded, would they have the better story than IDW?
No. I read all of
No.
Dreamwave in this year as part of the. I've mentioned this a few times. I'm in a book club, and we've just been reading like every Transformers comic ever. So I've been slowly working my way through that. That's why all this stuff's fresh to me. Yeah, we did all of Dreamwave. Maybe it would have gotten better over time. The worst IDW is better than Dreamwave. Like honestly. It's interesting. I say it would have gotten better over time. Like I just read an early IDW series called Stormbringer, and it had art by this guy named Don Figueroa, and he did art for Dreamwave before this. Like a couple of miniseries is called The War Within. And I'm like, wow, this guy's gotten better. The art on The War Within was terrible. His art's better. I'm watching him get better in real time. But yeah, Dreamwave was not great. It was very trying really hard to be edgy, and they kept changing writers because the writers kept getting booted off, so they kept setting things up and never finishing off anything that they started. And the whole thing got canceled, so nothing got resolved.
I love their artwork. Their artwork was dope.
Yeah, Pat Lee, hugely controversial figure because it's largely because of his like shady business that the whole thing went bankrupt, and his enforcing of a house style that resembled his led to a lot of artists being frustrated at the fact that they had to try and imitate his style. Plus, the guy was just kind of like a weird, unlikable, rich, pseudo Zen kind of. Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to. Yeah, let's go with that. But yeah, he did have this art style that people liked, and because he did so much of it, so many character portraits, you saw it showing up on toy packaging for quite a while because it was already bought and paid for. So, like all the white Takara book box reissues, that's mostly Pat Lee art, you know.
All right, you convinced me. I'm going to find 100 episodes. The comic for the Marvel.
Marvel, it's 80 issues, probably closer to 100 because there's a couple of mini-series in there too. There's a G.I. Joe crossover that's important, and there's a Headmasters mini-series that's 4 issues as well. So yeah, those are the only important secondary things. Yeah, so like 90 issues probably.
To hunt them down. And see
Anthony, pet that cat.
I know you got.
Yep. That's what here that started it all. That's the IDW one. This is when Windblade, and that's a humanoid chick right there. She's in a robotic suit.
Yeah, it's one of the micro. That's during the Revolution crossover. That's one of the Micronauts characters.
And
How do you guys think Windblade would have fared in the
I'll
G1?
tell you which ones I'm starting with.
Which one you starting with?
I don't remember the name of it. Like I said, next Sunday I'll have them up here on my desk and I'll show you what they are.
Yeah, it's the Brian Ruckley ones, right? It's called The World in Your Eyes.
I'm not sure. I'm not. I don't know.
Well, Jonathan, you
I
had
just got them last week and I started reading them.
All right, cool.
Jonathan, you had a
It
question?
starts with a comment. It
Wait,
starts
hold
with a
on.
crossover with Mask and G.I. Joe.
What? Oh, you're reading Revolution.
Okay, so that's what I bought.
Yeah, that's the big. That's from 2016. It was a big event where like, all the properties Hasbro owned did like a big comic book crossover. So yeah, it was Transformers, G.I. Joe, Rom the Space Knight, the Micronauts, Action Man, and Mask. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 graphic novels. They're like this thick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they did it was a big event. It was like a big crisis event, you know, like a DC type thing almost.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I liked it. They a lot of the big
G.I. Joe is against the Transformers.
Yeah.
Like Star's like kill them all.
Well, yeah, this is in this universe, because this is set in the original IDW universe. Like a few years before the story, like the Decepticons like invaded and destroyed like New York and Beijing and several other cities because the Autobots were off-world dealing with like Galvatron and stuff. So there's like resentment on Earth because a big disastrous event happened. So that's why nobody trusts the Transformers. So like we've literally had thousands of people die. It's like what happened in Dark of the Moon, but like more than one city.
Jonathan, you had a question?
I was just curious when Iceman brought up that Windblade poster. I was curious to know, what do you think? How would Windblade have fared in the G1 series? Do you think she would have been an acceptable character? Would it have made sense to put her in there?
A lot of people talk about how, like, oh, she was already in the series because of the face of Ninjika, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Nikita, yeah.
Because it happens to look a bit like her.
I can see that. Yeah, I think she would have probably made a better season 3 character than she would have in the original first 2.
Yeah, I mean, part of her thing is she can control Titans, aka like the city bots. So that's a very natural. That's a very natural storyline for her. She was making hard eye contact.
Your cat was just like. What?
Yeah, she'll do that. She has real startled energy. Like, you know, bring in a character that can control Triptychon and Metroplex, and, you know, that's your character beat.
Right.
Oh, Stephen Box says, tell him about Regeneration 1. That's a Simon Furman thing. So, you know, the Marvel comic ended back in 91, and then they brought Furman in to do Generation 2, and that was 12 issues plus a few G.I. Joe ones. And that was the official continuation, but then it kind of got canceled and didn't have a proper ending. So in the 2000s, or late 2000s, they brought Furman back again, and he wrote a different sequel that follows the Marvel comic, and it was called Regeneration 1, and that's like the canon ending. And it's like 80, 90, 100, it's like 30 issues, because it starts at issue 81, even though it has a different series name, and it ends on issue 100. You know, of the Marvel comics, so it's like that's the continuation and finale. I liked Generation 2 better, even if it had a cliffhanger ending. I thought Regeneration 1 was a little bit joyless, whereas G2 was like gloriously 90s and ridiculous. And I always like funny things better than serious things, so. But you know, it's an either or thing. It's a split continuity. It's like Rebirth and Headmasters, basically.
Jeez.
I wonder what
What's
the Furman sitting
for
on.
me? So I'm signing off. 4 a.m. comes around early.
Yep.
So you all be good. I'm still driving an hour and a half to work. So
yeah,
I'm out.
Try not to stay secure when you're high up.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I'm the guy that sits on the ground and goes, "You all build that up there."
Well, don't sit in any especially high chairs.
Y'all gonna build it up there.
Get up there and I'll call you. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next week.
Good seeing you, Bill.
Have a good week.
Sir.
Yeah. I did read Regeneration 1 for the book club. That's why I actually have opinions on it.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of stuff went on in them comic books, man.
Yeah,
If you,
there's a lot. And it's less known because comics in general just have a smaller audience than animated series.
mm-hmm.
Like a lot of things come out of them too, you know. So a lot of ideas that you see in the movies and in the modern shows were taken from the comics specifically.
See, and that's one of the things. That's why I say with Hasbro, what they can do, they can give us an accurate color version of those transformed from the Marvel comics.
Why has there never been a purple Soundwave? He was
That-
purple in Marvel.
thank
Yeah.
And that's
you.
an easy repaint. I will buy a purple Soundwave. Do the Netflix one again. Get that out there again. You know, do the Little Kingdom one. Just
Like,
do it.
literally
never have.
It just doesn't hurt to give us those unique characters. Like they can be variants.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that, like it's just like saying you give us a certain version of Starscream.
Yeah.
Give us a certain version of him where he had the Dark Matrix, which he has, and he's like a ghost. He can't never die.
Yeah. Talking about the Underbase saga.
Yeah, Cosmic Starscream.
Yeah.
If he can give us that.
Yeah, that was a Marvel event. Starscream got gigantic off of the Allspark from the movies. They based it off of something from Marvel called the Underbase.
Yeah.
It was a cube that was really powerful that Optimus shot into space so the Decepticons wouldn't get it, and they found it in the present day. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Time travel.
Yeah, and this version Starscream gets it, and he grows huge, and he kills a lot of people because it was a big sweeping the deck clean event, like the movie was.
Does that sound familiar with the Titans Return when he got so big?
Oh yeah, there you go. That was sort of Underbase
Exactly.
Saga like as well. It all goes back to that.
Oh, and that leads into the Pretenders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were looking for a way to repair their people, and it turns out Pretender shells were good at that.
I
Oh,
think Starscream got big in one of the cartoons too. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, and Cybertron.
Was it Cybertron?
Again, it happened in Marvel first. Oh yeah, Chris McFeely, a cosmically powered Starscream. If anybody watches Transformers: The Basics, so many characters
I
got
love that
killed during the Underbase saga that it's a meme that when he's telling the story, he'll be like, "And then they were offlined by a cosmically empowered Starscream," because it happened to so many characters that it's like a meme. You know that he'll say that at some point.
yeah. He killed Jaxus. He brutaled him. Oh my God.
Oh, he just totaled a bunch of characters in that
Oh.
issue.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was literally like, we got to sell the new guys, so everybody who... No, they specifically wrote it in, like, the pretenders that existed, the headmasters, power masters, target masters, those guys all specifically survived, not because they had new toys, though that was the real reason, but because the binary bonding made them, like, immune or something.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, that was a whole thing, and that was right before Bob Budiansky left too. So it was his like last big event.
I'm curious to know what him and Furman are sitting on in their basement, like stories that they never revealed to Hasbro or got rejected. Because you know they probably got a gold mine down there somewhere.
It's interesting. They're very different because Furman still does Transformers stuff. So
Yep.
I get the impression he's recycled every idea that he's ever had because they brought him back so many times. He got to end the Generation 1 comic like 3 times now. Budiansky, he was at TFCon a few years ago. He's a real interesting guy because he's fully out of the game, but like not unhappily. He does like local government or something now wherever he's at. Like he's just in a whole different field of work, except when they want to call him up to do a convention, and he's just like, yeah, you know, it was a thing I did. I don't really do that anymore. It's cool that you guys do all this now. He's like really, like he's not unhappy. He's like really chill about it, but he's very much like checked out of it. You know, he's like, this is a thing I used to do. All right, I want to talk about it? Sure, you know. That was fully the vibe that he gave off in his panels. It was really funny. He brought up, but he did have a bunch of like early story material with him, and he put it on like an overhead projector, or like put it on slides while he was talking. So like he does have like old story material that he's sitting on, but like nothing that he didn't produce. Like he quit the Marvel comic because he just had enough doing it, and he was like, Furman's been doing stuff over in the UK. Let's just make him write the whole thing.
Mhm.
I wonder, does he have a Protectobot story that didn't get published in the first 2 seasons of Transformers? Because, they just appeared, like the rest of, Perceptor and those guys. Like, it would have been nice to see, like, another arc crash or something, or how the hell, where did it come
He
from?
wasn't writing the cartoon. He was just writing the comics.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flint Dille was responsible for most of the cartoon.
Yeah, he's the guy to ask about that. I do know that it was definitely... like the reason that the so many season 2 guys just suddenly popped up without explanation was just they were like, you got to sell these toys, just put them on now, we don't care if they don't have origins, we're telling you to put them into the stories. So they were like, all right, I guess we'll just have them show up, figure out the rest later, or not at all. That's the way I've heard it told before.
And then you just give them a base downtown, like they can't even stay with the rest of the guys.
The arc was already overcrowded.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, he wouldn't even take his woman with him. Like, no, I gotta go. You can't come. I don't know what's in this new world.
So now I do got a cool question for y'all, because I heard y'all got a Dion and I guess Orion Pax 2-pack that's coming out. So
yes.
So
has everybody here seen that? Suppose
I haven't seen it.
I'll pop up an image. I wish that my good GameStop hadn't closed, because they would absolutely have had it. Instead, I got a tiny one nearby. Legacy, Dion, and Ariel.
Dion.
I haven't seen the Ariel. I saw the Dion.
Yeah, they had to spell her name differently because the Little Mermaid, so it's spelled like with an E. It's still pronounced the same. It's just like Ariel with an E. Yeah, here I got a TFW page up with some images. Let me just pop it out, and then I'll press the button that lets me pop the thing up. If I talk through it, it helps my brain work. Share screen, and do that, and
Control
that.
delete.
There we go.
There you go.
Don't feel bad about that, Anthony. I do the same thing while I'm working on my cars.
Yeah. So Dion is another Cup retool, the same way that Orion Pax was, and Ariel is a Prime RC / Shatterglass Flame War / whatever retool.
Yeah, and you see how cleanly you were able to describe what he is, and how you fumbled describing what she is. That's exactly how they look.
Yeah.
Like he looks well done. She looks like a disaster.
Yeah,
Like
I was going to say, what is going on with her face?
Going for animation accuracy, I guess.
Well, no, the face should be the thing that they get most animation accurate, but the body does not look animation accurate to me. Whereas Dion, he does look animation accurate.
So are they going in a different timeline?
No, this is meant to like. I think there's a full set of photos over here. Oh, the guy, whoever was taking these photos didn't even have the other set.
Wow, all control.
Yeah, they're meant to go with the Orion Pax and Alpha Trion set that was already out, so you could have the full like War Dawn crew.
So this is just them telling the story in the Legacy line. If you gotta look at what you get now. The Legacy line is some just like Transformer Universe, a different timeline. That's basically what you get.
No, but with the Alpha Trion, the Orion Pax, and with the Dion, these look straight G1. They look perfect right out of War Dawn.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. You got to look at what's going on. Read what they're saying. Legacy. It's just like Transformer Universe. Go look at your Transform. I got the Transform Universe ones. I have those.
The aesthetic with those three matches the G1, whereas this fourth plot doesn't match that same aesthetic.
Yeah, I know. I'm just stating out, but they could make it into a masterpiece. It will be much better.
Yeah. I think it might have worked out better if they just used the Elita 1 figure that was already out and just given them that head.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe new molds because Dion does not turn into a cup.
Yeah.
No, but the point is they're not going to do new molds for these characters.
I know that, but
Yeah.
it would have been nice.
So yeah, but I think given that they're not doing new molds, I agree with Anthony that it should have just been an RC.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd made them out of molds that I didn't already own, because then I might have been interested. I'm like, I don't need a third cup mold. I got that one in the Orion packs, and I got Flame War and Road Rage, so I'm like, I'm good on those.
I'm always going to get them because it's part of the story. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly got the other set because I wanted an Alpha Trion, and it's still the best way to get one. So.
Well,
Yeah, no, Alpha Trion looks good.
I'm hoping they do a red line series of Alpha Trion. I think that's going to be a great figure. I don't need my Alpha Trion to transform. I think the Scourge was a little bit overkill.
Yeah.
So I
I mean, I like how it turned out.
I
If
think
he ever
it's
gets his
cool,
own,
but I think it's perfect. I need to get a copy of that.
Yeah, I have one too. But I was thinking about removing the all that kibble on his back.
yeah,
And
that would be
giving
a
him
challenge. It's like pinned in there, so you'd need to punch some pins to get it out.
Oh.
No, but
Like
that
I
would be
said, I
great.
don't plan
That'd
on-
be great if you pop those pins off, and then you'd have to make a cape for them. But then if you made a cape that looked too inaccurate, that'd be cool.
Maybe you can use Starscream coordination cape, possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Would it fit back? Yeah, you'd need to remove something to make it fit back here. Look, just looking at how this is connected.
Yeah, well,
There's-
I mean, because Super 7 may do them at some point because they're doing a lot of the transforming figures that don't transform. So we might get one there or Red Line series where we possibly can get a Alphatron.
Yeah, but it's like for now, this guy will do. He changes into something. He looks mostly correct. They went through a lot of effort to paint him up into his cartoon colors specifically. I think it turned out pretty good. Orion
I think
Pax
he was
was
one
just
of
a
those
bonus.
Gen bots that didn't get a transformation based off all the time they traveled back. I think he was too old already. Yeah. They just said, hell with it, my joints hurt. I'm not transforming. Fuck that.
My joints hurt.
Yeah. That's the thing. There was a character in Marvel called Zeron, and he was just straight up like, I'm too old to transform. The shock would kill me.
Oh. Instead of getting reformatted.
Yeah. I imagine
I'm curious what his Earth mode would have been had he come to Earth. I'm thinking Lincoln Continental, something real classy. Cadillac.
Pink Cadillac, purple Cadillac, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Because he's the Scourge mold, I'm like, a boat? Some kind of boat?
Yeah. If he was to turn into a purple Cadillac, he'd probably go back to Cybertron because he's tired of getting stolen by pimps.
That'd be a good storyline.
Right, Raul, help me.
Raul boosts him.
Right.
Yeah, being a Chevy guy, I'm a little disappointed. Trax was the only Chevy in the whole lineup.
Was there really no others? I'm not a car guy, so I don't know off memory.
Yeah, that was a Stingray.
No, after the Stingray, Trax was supposed to be an '80 Chevy Corvette, which is after the.
No, I'm talking about in the Bayverse movie. The guy with the cape thing, or I can't think of his name.
Oh, you talking about Crosshairs?
Crosshairs, yeah.
The green one.
Yeah.
He sound like Jason Statham.
That dude was dope. He was
that's
dope.
what they were going for.
He was
Wasn't
a C6
Windcharger
Corvette.
He was I think Windcharger was a Firebird, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Firebird. So was Run Amok.
I don't know
Run
what
About
they
is the
were.
black one because there's a B in his name. Run Amok is the white one.
I thought they were Fieros.
Yeah.
I thought
that's
they were
that's
flying
Counter
over.
Punch.
There was a GoBot Fiero, and man, did it look accurate to a Fiero. I don't know what his name was, but I've got him, and man, does he look accurate to a Fiero.
Nice.
See, now I'm interested because every picture I see of a GoBot is always something new. Stephen Buck says he's more buff than Legacy, but I like Triton's Return Alpha Trion. That
His name
was a weird one.
Sparky.
No.
The GoBot.
Alpha Trion and Jaga from Thundercats supporting that old wise man vibes.
Yeah. Sporting.
Did you just look that up, Jonathan?
Yep.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and I liked both of them for the same reason. I like that Jaga character.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
hard to
Alpha
get to
Trion.
know GoBot characters because they'd make like one appearance over the entire course of the of the run and in the cartoon, and you wouldn't get to know them like you did the Transformers.
Right. It was like the basic six, and after that,
Yep.
what else did you have? And then you never. I mean, because I'm sure us who are old enough to do this, we paused the VCR to watch them transform. You really didn't have to do that with robots. It's so goddamn slow.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
So I had a VHS of Beast Wars episodes I would do that with. I guess every generation that had a VHS tape would do that. Try and work out how they transform by freeze framing.
Right.
Well, that'll work better with Beast Wars, possibly because it's an actual computer-generated model, right?
In
Are
3D.
they models of the figures?
But Primus was
3D,
painful.
Yeah, it was really obvious when they cheated in 3D when you slowed it down, because like stuff would like bend and stretch and morph in ways that no action figure actually would ever be able to.
Right.
And it feels like you can cheat more in 2D than in 3D because it's less obvious.
So in Beast Wars, did they sometimes transform the way the figure actually did, and other times they cheated? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, depending on the character.
I mean, it's no different from what G1 did because G1 had multiple transformations for the same character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with G1 they just sort of suggested the thing. They didn't do the full transformation with any of them. Arguably with Prime, like it's simple enough. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well, you knew
remember
his transformation was coming because they drew him in such a way where he was a lot more cut. So you see that next scene he was getting ready to transform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same transformation scene most of the times because a lot of it's just stock footage,
Yeah.
especially with Prime.
I was watching the episode where he was fighting against the Game Hunter. Remember that one?
Yeah.
When they,
That's one of the ones I
the
remember
Baron?
from my childhood.
Booby trap that actually catches
Baron?
booby.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever trip when Optimus was on his way to going to help rescue the Autobots, and you noticed a jetpack on his trailer at the top? You ever notice that? He had like a rocket pack on his trailer.
I didn't notice that.
That is an episode that I have memories of when I was a little kid watching the reruns because at the time, seeing him just go solo like that was just the coolest thing.
Are we watching a GoBot transformation here? Is that what's going on?
As a tree blocks a transformation.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, that's simple. That's pretty straightforward enough.
Yeah.
Not confused
So
about
in the
what's
Rock
going on
Lord movies, how come nobody died like in GoBots? Why didn't they have a whole bunch of casualties to release new characters?
Because
Well,
the
that's
Rockwards
a
movie
confusing-
came out first.
That's
They didn't know they were
confusing
doing
though,
death.
because they actually showed death in the GoBots cartoon. It wasn't. Oh yeah, they actually killed Zod, and then there was another episode. And excuse me, I don't remember names of the episodes, but there was another episode where they were fighting on these hoverboard things above a lava pit, and it showed them knocking each other off into this lava pit, and they went down this lava pit, and they didn't come back up. I'm like, G1 Transformers couldn't show death at all, and GoBots is showing death. Confused, and that's another thing I was Anthony impressed with Beast Wars. Is they showed death.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah, they were allowed left and right. People just dropping like flies once the second season came around.
Oh, Anthony, I wanted to ask you something. I don't know if I missed something, if I got up to get food or went to the bathroom or something while the episode was playing. What happened to the Pteranodon and the Scorponok character? Because when I came back, I never saw him again.
First episode of the second season, when the big shockwave hits that turns a bunch of them into transmetals. While it's happening, they you know how they would ride around on those hovering things in their base?
Yeah.
They smack into each other and they fall into lava and they don't come out of it, so they both died.
Jeez. Man, that is brutal.
Yeah, and it's pretty brutal because like they close in on Pterosaur's hand like sinking in and shaking. It was like dark.
Yeah, I wonder what the heck happened to him. Like I said, I must have gotten up and did something. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Scorponok nobody cared about, but Pterosaur was like the Starscream of the show. So people were kind of
Yep.
bummed out that he just unceremoniously got killed, and it was like a prowl in the movie moment because of his hand and stuff. It was like dark.
Mm. Yeah, I spent the rest of season 2 and season 3. What the hell happened to those two motherfuckers?
Yeah, no, they straight up they don't even care. They got straight killed. You know, just
Did Beast Wars ever get a movie?
no.
No, it's just Beast Wars Neo.
Yeah, in Japan, one of the animes that was Beast Wars animes they did got a movie. It was like 3 acts, and the first 2 were just like clip shows, and the third act was the actual new bit. So it was like a little 40-minute animated thing. Optimus Primal gets sucked through a time portal to meet Leo Convoy, and they team up to fight a big
Scorponok.
aircraft carrier bad guy. Yeah, it's very anime. You don't have to worry about it because it's not. It never came up in anything in the West, so Optimus
It's all
Primal never
into-
talked about that time he got sucked through a portal to go to the 2D anime dimension and help them fight an aircraft carrier and then come back.
Yep. See, why can't we get that in a 3-pack?
Let me find a picture.
That would
of
make sense, right? That you get the Leo Convoy, and you get the regular Leo Convoy from Beast Wars, and then you get the other one, the Mammoth. You get all 3 of those in a 3-pack. That would make sense.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised they could do because they got special forms in that movie because it was an anime thing, and they were like, "Oh, we gotta power up."
Okay, okay, I got a question because now he brought that comment. Leo Convoy Jr. is actually Rodimus Prime, but he'll combine with the other 3 guys that make Magnum Boss.
That's a thing? Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were a couple of combiners.
Color scheme is dope.
You guys showing off all your new Transformers that you've gotten. I haven't seen a lot of the Beast Wars stuff.
You got to order them, bro. You got to go to eBay and get them. I got all mine from eBay. I kid you not.
Okay, so you're saying is they are coming out with some Beast Wars stuff that's like not tied to the movie.
No.
They had some older G1 Walmart stuff.
Yeah.
Or at Walmart. They had like on the end cap or whatever. You could buy all
it's
the older.
It's all movie stuff at the moment when it comes to the Beast guys. Apparently a bunch of it just dropped down there in the U.S.
Because the ones I got, it got Destron on them. That's straight from over there. I got the Galvatron, I got Leo Convoy, I got several others. They don't say it'll say transport is Destron. That's what's on them.
Iceman, Fear of Courage, I got a question for you guys. Who is this Leo that's black and red?
That's like the Nemesis Prime. Each Optimus Prime, that's gonna be a Neo. That's gonna be a Nemesis Prime. Just as well as Nemesis Convoy was a shadow copy.
I'd be interested in that one. That one's kind of clean, even though it's an older looking one.
You got 2 versions coming out. You got the Legacy one that's coming out, and that's the Masterpiece version that's already out. You can purchase them.
Yeah. Every Optimus gets their Nemesis, so you know he gets his too.
Well, what I'm confused is obviously they've got a lot of nostalgia coming with the Rise of the Beast movie. Why aren't they redoing stuff from Beast Wars?
They have been. That's what Kingdom was about, and it's continued into Legacy.
Okay, all right. Again, new toy lines. I don't know.
Yeah.
no.
Kingdom was all about. Kingdom was the line where they updated basically the whole season 1 cast of the Beast Wars cartoon, and then the ones they missed came out in Legacy. Hasn't been any Beast Wars updates the last few waves, but also this is when all the movie stuff is dropping, so all these guys are on the shelves one form or another.
Yeah, Steven also mentions to toy work, but Kingdom Line had most of his season 1 Beast Wars.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mess right now, but I got a whole shelf that's just those guys. Yeah, they managed to get through all 14 season 1 guys, and then Ravage and Transmutate also got figures, and then they did
Yep.
Legacy there, did Dragon Megatron from the very end of Beast Wars. They're probably going to do the rest, but they're just very slowly updating them. This guy's recent.
Is that the one that turns into 10 things?
Nope.
No, that's Robots in Disguise Megatron.
Yeah, I have both of those. I have both versions of that too as well.
Mhm.
That makes seeing that figure now makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Why you're
It's,
excited about it, and now that I've seen Beast Wars, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's his final, more powerful than anybody form.
Yep.
Nobody could beat him. Even Optimus couldn't beat him, and he was big.
Yes, sir. I have the original one too, still in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got the original up there because Bill sent it to me.
Ooh, can you bring it down? Can you bring it down? Bring it down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they were so big, but still dwarfed by the G1 guys in Beast Wars.
Yeah.
That was so funny because when I seen Megatron stand up in front of Optimus Prime, and wait, what? Did somebody wash him in cold water? What the hell happened?
Yeah, no, the Maximals and Predacons are all human-sized instead of giant-sized. Yeah, here's the original '90s one right here. It's next
Yeah.
little bendy. But yeah, I did have this back in the day as well. So getting a new one was it's real interesting to see. He just flare his wings out here. Yeah, he doesn't have any missiles, but he can do this. He'd just host the show instead of me. Welcome
Nice.
to the
Should have been
Children
able
of
to light
Primus.
up.
Yeah, no, he doesn't light up or anything.
That would have been cool. Or give him a roar or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a missile shooting thing. I just don't have any missiles where if you open his mouth, it would blast out.
So what happened to your original?
It's broke. Played with it too much.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the ones I sold off when I first got into selling figures. But
Oh,
yeah,
man, I don't know if I could. I mean, the few that I have from my childhood, I don't know if I could sell them off.
yeah,
Man, it took me a while to find him though.
yeah. Funny thing is, the new one is like the exact same size. It's just like more show accurate and stuff.
Is it is it basically the same mold? They just kind of updated it, or?
No, it's a new mold. Like, this is more posable. It's more animation accurate, especially in the robot mode. Yeah, it's just a little less gimmicky, a little more collectory,
Great face. Great face. I about fell off my chair when they said that. I love the fact too how he talked. He talked like he was supposed to be voiced by a Frenchman.
Megatron, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think we
David Cage.
work out. Yes.
Oh yeah. Some excellent.
And then other characters in the show were making fun of how he talked.
Yeah.
And then he kept talking like that. Like, okay, you guys realize how silly this was, and you're going to run with it anyway.
Honestly, like the amount of it's how you know it's a '90s show, but they did such a good job of it. All the amount of trash talking everybody did to everybody constantly, all the time. That was always so great.
Inferno had me rolling, bro.
He need to be tested.
Like, he's like, yeah, Queen, don't call me that.
Yes.
He was like, this is some kind of social communication. I was like, what the?
He was like when Dinobot was back with them, Inferno was like, yes, McQueen. Now was like, I was not aware of your new title. Yeah, everybody was on everybody's case the entire time, start to finish, that whole show about everything. Nobody got along. Oh, here's one. Scott McNeil, really great voice actor. He did 4 roles on that show. Can you guess which ones they all were? Same guy. Yeah, so he did Rat Trap and Dinobot, so he was arguing with himself while they were bickering. And he did Waspinator, and then he did Silverbolt starting in the 2nd season. So 4 guys, all the same actor.
That really threw me for a loop that Waspinator wasn't voiced by Frank Welker, because it sounds like Slimer. I mean, it sounds exactly like Slimer from Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
that Frank Welker did the voice for.
You know, popularity saved Waspinator. He was one of the guys that was supposed to be killed at the start of the second season, but because people liked him so much, they just kept him alive literally till the very end of the show. You know,
And he got his happy ending.
Yeah, he got the last scene.
His spark should have went back to the G1 series.
Yeah. Well, maybe it did. Somehow he's indestructible.
Yeah, because it's strange. Because and Transformer Animated, he's in there too.
Yeah.
Waspinator.
Really? I didn't
Yes.
notice that.
He's like a mutated wasp or something. Because back in Arachnia, they was talking or whatever, and I was like, okay, so this is crazy. So I don't know. It's weird, man. Weird stuff.
Yeah. They were both on Transformers Animated, the 2007 show, 2008.
I didn't notice that.
Was that the one that he looked like Bumblebee at first?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like a green bumblebee, and then later he gets like a beast mode and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, his story on that
That's
show was
pretty
actually a little bit tragic.
Oh yeah.
Well, his story in Beast Wars was kind of tragic. It was just the one that everyone just walked all over. He was always the first one to get shot down.
Yeah. There was a point where, like, they were talking about the base getting blown up or their stuff moving, and it was near the end of the show, and Red Trap was like, "Do you know how many pieces of Waspinator I got?"
Yeah.
You can't say anything bad about so much of the writing. They just really great character dynamics.
Man.
One of the things I didn't like about it, though, was I couldn't tell a lot of times if I was watching a Transformer show or Looney Tunes. Like, I know the 90s is like when the Looney Tunes had their resurgence and you saw Taz on every freaking thing. My sister had a Taz toilet seat, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, oh man, the sound effects and the goofiness of a lot of it just really turned me off.
Yeah, they leaned into it a bit much in the show's third season, I remember thinking.
All right, guys, I got to sign off, man. I will see you guys later. Daddy duties.
All right,
All right, bro.
sir.
Good.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Thanks for hanging out.
See ya.
Yes, sir.
And then there were 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do a video sometimes. I think by the end of this coming week, because I have a huge question. Because I have the Transformer Animated Megatron. I got 2 versions. That one's I don't know if this is a Supreme class and one just a Commander class. And I'm gonna try to do the difference between, okay, why are we not getting this certain class, and then they just starting to downgrade. And I'm just kind of curious about that.
I'd be interested in seeing what those 2 versions are. I know they did a leader class one. I don't know if they did a Voyager or anything.
Dude, I got the Optimus Prime and I got the Megatron from Animated, and they're like big figures, bro. And they transform and they talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't watched Animated since it came out. I liked it back then. I don't know how it holds up now. It was very reference overdosed in a good way. Because Derek J. Wyatt, who was like the showrunner, was like a big G1 fan, so there was tons of stuff in there. They couldn't. That's the show where they got Weird Al to play Wreck-Gar, pretty much because they couldn't get Eric Idle to come back. So they're like, all right, so we're gonna get Weird Al, who did the song, to voice him instead.
Ooh.
I see that as a win.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like, they got, when Blur showed up, they just got John Machida to come back and be him. I don't remember if Frank Welker was Soundwave again, or if it was just a good likeness. You know, you put the filter on him, it could go either way.
Yeah.
But yeah. Most of the voice cast was...
Which show are you talking about where Weird Al played Wreck-Gar?
Transformers Animated. It came out after the first movie. It was like 07, 08.
Okay.
It was 3 seasons. It kind of had like a Teen Titans look to it. It was very like G1 reference overdosed because of the people who made it.
Yeah, because the story starts with that little girl, Siri or something. Did she have the key to Vector Sigma or something?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. it opened with footage from the 80s cartoon, and they passed it off as historical documents that the characters were watching. Kind of like what they did on Earthspark later.
Yeah, I do like that scene in Earthspark. I'm not a fan of Earthspark, but that's cool the way they did that.
Yeah, well, Animated did the same thing like a decade earlier, so.
That's neat. Maybe I'd like to see that one episode. I don't think I want to watch Animated, but
yeah, well, it's literally the first episode. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that show, David Kay, who did Megatron and Beast Wars, he did Optimus Prime instead because turns out he has range and can do that too. But he was like a young Optimus Prime because the whole point was like he wasn't like a big leader yet. He was just like some guy. So.
Well, it's weird that you say that he's got range because I watched like a behind the scenes thing right after because it was just happened. The next video popped up after watching Beast Wars.
Yeah,
it just him doing Megatron just sounded like his regular voice.
Yeah. It turns out that he can do voices other than his own, I guess. But I mean,
wow.
I mean, if you got to sound like something all day, it's a good voice to have. So.
Yeah.
Did you see Scott McNeil in his cowboy hat being everybody?
No, I didn't. I know who you're talking about because I met him at whatever BotCon he was at that I was at. But I remember meeting the guy, but I didn't see him during the making of it.
Yeah. That's why people were like, why aren't any of his characters in Rise of the Beast? He can voice 4 people. That'll save you money. You can bring in all 4 characters into the new movie if you just bring Scott McNeil back.
Yep.
Well, it's like we were all asking, why didn't we get Dan Gilvezan or Michael Bell for the Bayformers? And I remember Michael Bell had a huge backlash because he just said it jokingly, "Hey, I'm not in the movie. Might as well boycott it." And he got like this huge backlash over it.
Hey.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I said this back when the first trailers came out. I was kind of disappointed they didn't get Gary Chalk to come back to be Optimus Primal because they never actually got to share a scene together. So it would have been nice if it was both original VAs doing it, because they didn't get to consciously talk to each other in Beast Wars. So getting to do it in the movie would have been neat.
I really think in this new movie, I think there's going to be some cameos.
Yeah,
and we might see the T-Rex Megatron. I hope he's voiced by David Kay, and I hope to see Megatron. They just end up talking, he's just shooting the shit to him. So that's what I'm hoping for.
I want to see Rat Trap. It's New York. They could make a robot rat show up easily.
Yep, sure can.
Well, hopefully it's not the Megatron that was in Earthrise.
God, no.
No.
See, Beast Wars is the good version.
Yes.
Speaking of Rat Trap, Anthony, what's your favorite alt mode for him? Is it the regular rat or is it the hot rod rat?
I like the hot rod rat just because it's funny. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Hot rod rat.
Too.
I'd friggin' have Dinobot uncomfortably ride him like multiple times because it was really funny. Trying to have like the big gun and one ride on him and stuff.
Now I'm gonna tell you this because him and Dinobot, they did have a close off and on connection, but they if you catch it real close, they're like best friends, but they roast each other a lot.
Yeah, that's the relationship.
Yeah,
that's another thing that turned me off about the series, though, is the Autobots didn't get along. I can understand roasting each other. Hell, we roast each other. That's just kind of a dynamic that works well for entertainment. But
I'm offended that you would suggest such a thing to our work.
Haven't you fallen down the drain of the shower yet?
The itsy bitsy rapper climbed up the water spout. Down came the shower and.
But no, none of the Autobots really got along.
Yeah. As the whole premise is like they're not even supposed to be here today. This was a whole accident. They're going through it.
That sounds like something Rat Trap would have said, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard him say, "We're all gonna die." One more time. One more time. Say it one more time, you little. Oh,
This is the person that truly does not want to be there and does not want to die will fight the hardest to survive. So
Right. Yeah, it's like the saddest scene when Dinobot died, and then he came back as a Transmetal 2. Now, give me that figure right there. Now, Hasbro, now we're talking. Until
yeah,
then, fuck
wait,
them.
did that not get a figure?
no, it got a
Transmetal
figure.
2 Dinobot did not get an updated figure yet.
He didn't get a new one. He got an old one back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking about.
Yeah. Hi, Caden. We're just talking about Beast Wars. Yeah.
Caden's here. We can get started.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, when they did Dinobots, like, sacrificing Kingdom, I was like, this doesn't have any emotional weight. They're only doing this because it happened on the old show, but on the old show they had almost 2 seasons worth of plot before that to make it, like, mean something, right?
Right.
Yeah, building up his character and his sense of honor and everything. Yeah.
Spin, have you watched Beast Wars?
Yeah, I watched it back in the day. I have to watch it again soon to catch up with everything.
Charlie, have you watched it?
Yes, a long time ago. Isn't it on YouTube now?
It's on Tubi.
Okay.
I would suggest watching on YouTube. I watched it on a channel called Owl's Replays. He's got it all in a playlist, so they'll all just keep going. And commercials are actually pretty damn limited. You'll see a commercial like in between episodes, but most of the episodes I watched didn't have a single commercial, which is less I can say about Tubi.
Or you can put an ad blocker on your computer.
He says that and then immediately dips out.
Uh-oh. Delete it.
Yeah, that cost me money as a YouTuber. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say the real pro move would be for them to upload those episodes, and when the commercial breaks happen, just put Beast Wars toy commercials in between.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, a bunch of those, just like the old cartoon, they do animation for them. A bunch of the Beast Wars commercials got little bits of extra CGI made for them. Sometime if the character wasn't actually on the show or whatever, they'd get a little spot. It was always really basic, but it fooled me as a kid, and I'd be like, why is Magnaboss not on the show? He has CGI in his commercial.
Yep.
Professor D says, sorry, I slipped down the shower again.
Oh, no.
That spinning thing was the drain being circled.
Oh God.
Well,
I'm glad he's not taking that like really personal. I'm just I'm really good at shit talking because I spend every night on Xbox with the same group of guys I've been running with for the last 10 years. So the shit talking is immense.
You're on some hyper advanced, extremely specific personal talking at this point.
But I think we need more of that on here.
Absolutely. With my group of guys on Xbox, I'm known as the midget because I'm so damn short. So they oh my God, they're brutal with that shit. they're just brutal with it. But I wouldn't have it any other way because, like I said, I've been around with the same group of guys for like 10 years. So they're really like the base for the my other channel, Cruisers. They're really like the base for that channel. You know what I mean? They the support they give me is just immense. It's great.
No, that's cool. That's very cool.
So when I lived in Florida, I was like average height and everything. When I moved to Nebraska, I swear to God, everybody's like 6'5" or taller.
Oh,
here.
Damn.
Yeah, I walked into a fast food place. It was my wife and I, and she's 5'6", and I swear to God, everybody was like 6 foot and taller. I was like, I felt like a midget.
Yeah, you're in the Midwest, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's funny. Stephen Bach says, I call my niece Dictator Midget.
Hostile takeovers near. Yeah, man. I can only say what I like to say is that, when you collect these figures, man, just do your research on them. But you'll never know what you got. You never know.
What do you mean?
Like, do you like? I don't know what it is. Like, I do my research on fucking purchase the figure, like Skyquake. I got him last week, and I started looking up the details. And I'm like, damn, can we get his bigger brother too, or what the hell's going on with that situation? And I've just been collecting Seekers and just doing the research, like the other one that's the Walmart exclusive one that's coming out. I pre-ordered that, and I never heard of that guy until it was Generation 2.
Yeah, canceled Generation 2. Didn't even come out. It's the most uncommon.
There's a whole bunch of them. Yeah, that wasn't released.
Yeah. Well, Transformers Prime kind of reintroduced a lot of them, I believe so.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Skyquake and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got him, this is him right here, and that, like I said, so I'm just trying to do the best to try to figure out, what's about him, what's his tech specs, what's his threat, and all that kind of stuff, and so I'm just trying to figure him out.
It's a very odd choice they do him first and not Dreadwing. I mean, he appeared first, but Skyquake was in like an episode and a half. Dreadwing was like a character.
Right.
But I guess Skyquake's there because people remember like the European Generation 1 figure, which wasn't in anything, but it was huge, and a lot of people had him. And if you were in Europe.
Well, I think it's also a market thing. Like sometimes they'll introduce something just because people buy the mold, and then they'll come out with the other version that everybody really wants.
I want to see him in Machine Wars Starscream colors. They did the original Skyquake in those colors, and I like those ones best. There was like a black and white and gray and blue. Let me find a picture.
See,
which color was it?
Starscream. Let me just pop them up here. There we go. Yeah.
Control Delete.
Yeah. Just gotta
talk yourself through it. Talk yourself through it.
And I do the tab, and then I do that there.
Add to stream.
Yeah. So the original Skyquake figure from the end of Generation 1 got repainted into Starscream from Machine Wars in these colors, which are not very Starscream-esque, but which I think look cool. So I would personally like to see them do the new Skyquake in these colors. That's the version I would get. Machine Wars was this very weird little secondary thing that I heard about in the 90s, never really got to experience because it didn't come out in Canada. So anytime they do like a tribute to that, I'm interested. They did a BotCon set a few years ago. I never really got into that because it was too expensive, because it was a BotCon set. But if they ever do any of these guys at Mainline, I'm immediately interested. And hey, they have a new Skyquake they could repaint into him if they wanted to.
That reminds me of Pathfinder.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought it looked like Skyfire from the movie. Like the jet boat.
Yeah, a little bit. Same kind of stealth bomber type thing.
Jetfire or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my hope when it comes to repaints. Maybe Generation Selects or something will do it. Or maybe that another weird Walmart line.
Wait, what year did that figure?
Grimlock.
What year did that figure come out?
95, 96. It was right in the middle of Beast Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 96 then.
I got to find a way to put a chair in front of my cases so I can do this. And I'll like sit on a pad on the hard freaking floor.
Yeah, because that's why I'm saying, like, I just been collecting speakers left and right. Now I had this guy last year. That guy right there.
Oh yeah, Darkwing.
So that's why I was saying I'm trying to figure out where did he come from. Is he Generation 2?
No, he's late Generation 1. Like he was in the Marvel comics.
Yes.
Okay. That's crazy, man. I'm talking about like I just been like Transformer Universe. That's why I'm saying it's just like Legacy. And I think they're repeating the same thing again.
Yeah, same kind of
Regurgitate.
setup.
Yep.
Well, it's another nostalgia line. The Universe 2.0 was one. Legacy was one. Doing those guys over.
Yeah, because those two that came out in the later G1, like I knew one person who had both of the jets, and like they were actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
And they were pretty
Power
big
Masters.
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they could combine into a big jet. Just one big jet.
All right, because look, check this out. Look at this on the back. Look at that.
Yeah, this version was just a repaint of the aerial bot Silverbolt that they did at that point. They just put him into Darkwind's colors.
Wow. And that's what I was saying with those tech specs right there.
Yeah, that is one thing where I'll legitimately be like, I wish they still brought these. They still had these because you know exactly who this guy is and what his personality is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't familiar with him before.
Steven says a Legacy Thrilling 30 universe.
Yeah. Yeah, all of them are like a big crossover themed thing.
So that's why I was just sitting here just wondering because I got tons of stuff, bro. I just don't post pictures of it. I'm talking about like tons. It's just insane.
Oh, do it. I'm interested in seeing.
Yeah, because that's one. I'm just gonna do something this week or something to show like the ultra class, supreme class. I don't know what it is, but I will be doing it this week or sometimes if I get a chance to do it because I have to go to work at 3. That's for sure. But I might. Yeah, I do it this week
Yeah.
to show you guys what's going on.
Yeah, I follow.
You'll need sleep.
Yeah. I follow an old reviewer from the 90s on Twitter who's still active. His name's Benson Yee, and he's been doing a thing called Transformers Storage or something, where he's just been like going through his storage and like once a day posting something like in packaging that he happens to have, and it's always completely random. Like it's something from Generation 2 or from the 2000s or just something. So space it out if you want. Do one a day.
Yeah,
like
because
that guy does.
Where are we finding these videos that you're making?
mine's on Instagram and sometimes Instagram. Yeah, my name is it's gonna be Kelvin79, so it should be able to pop up. 1979, I guess. I forgot my Instagram, but I post pictures, man. Like I do stuff. Don't get me wrong. It just sometimes I don't have time to get around and do it because usually I go to Target and Walmart, and I just got back out there, and that's why I said I would never do this again.
That's a porn site.
Well, Skip it is.
Let me ask everybody this: what's everybody do for a living here?
I'd have to kill you.
I am a writer/editor for a major Ontario institution's communications and marketing division. So I write and I edit about the place I work at. That is about as much as I'll dox myself.
So the writing, it comes naturally when you're doing the reviews for Children of Primus. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. I already do it for a living, so.
Yeah.
Actually, myself, I do some IT work. I do server management, and I used to do web design. So right now, I'm doing some construction-related work.
Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where do I start.
Yeah, what do you even do, Calvin?
Man, from all you guys are here at generators, and we do stuff for the Army stuff, generator contractors. That's what I do for right now until because my major goal is to just be independent because I do IT work. I can fix any electronics, so I can do everything. But right now, I work at this job where we just build generators. So we trying to get the hydrogen system in so we can start doing that type of stuff. Like it's gonna be the Green New Deal. That's basically what it is. Which I'm sorry, I just hope for something better.
Well, it sounds pretty good, so.
Yeah.
It could always be better, but it sounds good where you are.
So yeah.
So, I work for the government, and
That's all you can
basically,
say.
yeah. Well, so I was HVAC controls, which we did all electronics and everything for HVAC. I was before that I was aircraft maintenance, but now I am
Ooh.
doing like core. It's called a core, but you help out the guys that do the contracting
Yep.
and spend all the money, and we're kind of in between, and we go out and do the inspections and find the contractors and basically kind of sell it to the people actually spending the money. And
Oh,
we're seeing the contract, like the actual contracting companies, and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and whatever.
yeah, yeah, because I think you guys are in contracted with us too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's kind
Secret
of
connections.
yeah. Yep. It's all about and I'm new to the job. I've only been in it for 2 weeks, but yeah, it's like you get out and meet people and have to run back and do evaluations and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
was
you
like,
just like me then. You just because I just started my job. I've been there for 6 months now, going on 7, and I just progressed within. I said within this. Ever since I got there, I already advanced. So I guess
oh
now they're
wow,
trying to figure out where to place me. But I already know how to do everything in this company already.
wow. It seems like once you get in there and learn everything, you can move around and move up, and it seems like people don't stick around very long in the position.
Yep.
At Toy Warp, I'm presuming you rake in billions of dollars as a YouTuber.
YouTube is the retirement plan. And it's yeah, that's the YouTube is very slow in going. It's a source of income, but it's unfortunately not my main income yet. Unfortunately, for now, I still have to bench press refrigerators for a living. So.
Oh no.
No, I recycle scrap metal, so I move a lot of appliances and car parts and stuff like that. So
Keeps you in shape at least.
yeah, whether you want to be or not, yeah.
That's cool. This the box says Calvin likes Mega Man X and DBZ, and Mega Man Maverick Hunter X and Mega Man X4 Goats.
I know just enough about Mega Man to know that I don't know anything because there are 7,000 Mega Man games.
Eight.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying there are 8,000.
Oh,
And I guess you guys didn't know they had a crossover with Transformers as well.
did they?
Oh, I
now?
remember that.
Oh,
Yep. And I didn't know they can switch abilities with the Transformers. They got special abilities too. Sure do.
Wow. Too bad that didn't make that into a game or something.
Dude, that'd be dope.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah, it showed a picture with Mega Man and Zero had the Autobots symbol on their chest. Yep.
This is news to me.
So
Let me just.
Let's say before we sign off for the evening, it has been another fun show. Over here we have Toy War Vintage Reviews. So give your channel a shout out, sir.
Yes, thank you. Vintage toy reviews, obviously. God, you kind of put me on the spot there. Oh crap! I'm first. Oh, I didn't have time to think of anything. But no, yeah, obviously the vintage reviews. A lot of it's transportation related stuff. Since I'm such a car nut, so that's part of the reason I fell in love with Transformers in the first place because they were all real cars. But yeah, a lot of it's transportation related. And then the main channel, Cruisers Motorsports. If you're a car nut like me. I do a lot of car-related stuff over there, car shows, car meets, my actual racing when I'm driving race cars. So yeah.
Do you go to Bradenton Raceway?
There we go.
You mean DeSoto Speedway?
Yeah, that's it.
DeSoto Speedway is now owned by a much larger YouTuber named Cletus McFarland.
Really?
Yeah, he went in, bought it, and just completely shut it down to local racers.
Oh,
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, it's just a big rich guy's playground now.
hmm.
He makes a
What?
bunch of videos out there, and I mean, he does some cool stuff. He's got some really cool hot rods and everything, and he's got like 2.5 million subscribers.
Jeez.
Yeah, the guy's huge. The guy is just massively huge in the car community. He just got done racing the Freedom 500. He renamed the track from DeSoto Speedway to the Freedom Factory.
Oh,
And yeah, but local racers are just, they're not welcome there. None of us local racers are happy about it, but you can't argue with his 2.5 million fans because they're all fanboys and they'll all fight you over it. It's kind of silly.
Oh boy.
it's
There as a kid.
one of those things.
I actually tried to go out there and race his first race that he was going to do out there. I went out with my driver's suit and met the guy at the gate, and I was like, "Look, I'm a YouTuber. I've won a few races here, which that's my racing trophy case. There's no
Ooh,
trophy in
nice.
there. There's one trophy in there that's second place, and that's it. Everything else is first places."
Nice.
Oh, wait, let me get down a little bit. There we go. And I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna hurt anybody. Let me race. And it was just my channel's only got 11,000 subscribers, where all of his buddies that also have their YouTube channels, they're all pushing 1 million subscribers. So yeah.
Wow.
But no, I race SDCA now. I race out of Sebring.
Just gotta do your thing, man. That's all you gotta do. Just do your thing. Keep trying.
Mhm.
That's all it is, man. Sometimes you gotta break the mold because, you have people with big money, but what is money gonna do now? You know what I mean? If you can say I can do this and do that, so sometimes that's all it takes is an impression, not money. It's an impression. What can you do?
It doesn't work like that in racing. In racing, it's he who has the deepest pockets goes the fastest. It's not like with pro sports, you get discovered and you go play for a larger team. Where in racing, you pretty much have to buy your way to the top.
Oh, so it's not about the orange car with the flag on top.
It's about the money, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you can do a lot with a little, which I've done my entire racing career. But at the top levels of racing, you've got guys who literally pay in those rides, and that's how those teams operate. The teams make money by somebody with a lot of money coming in, wanting to be the better, and racing from there. But as for discovering young talent, that's not really a thing that happens.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
And
Yeah, a lot of money driven teams. Because it's a business; they have to make money at it.
right.
And racing is expensive. I mean, I can tell you the secret to make $1 million racing. You start with 5.
Ooh.
Wow.
Sponsorships only go so far. I had actually, when I raced in Ohio, I had really great experiences with sponsors. They paid for a lot of stuff when it came to me. I worked at a car wash up north for 10 years, and they paid my entry fees every week. They gave me car storage. I mean, they gave me a lot of stuff. I moved down here to Florida. Nobody was interested.
Wow.
It was crazy. Such a different world down here. It's like I could take my race car to like car meets and car shows up north, and they'd be really interested in what I was doing on track, and they'd come out to the track and they'd watch me race and everything. And down here, I got laughed out of car meets.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that's rude.
So did you go to the one that's in Orlando by the Speedway out there?
No, that's 2.5 hours from me.
Because I lived in Jacksonville, and that's what I did. We had 3 days on and 3 days off. So what I would do, me and my ex at the time, well, my girlfriend, we would just drive and go places. So we ended up going to Orlando. They had a racetrack out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the Sprint Nextel Cup, whatever that was. That's many years ago. And I was like, wow, I didn't know they get down like that until I realized that they have races every weekend.
Oh yeah, most of your like smaller tracks like that, and most of your home-owned tracks, they have to put on a weekly show every week to stay in business.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
That's
it's
right.
unfortunate too because we're losing a lot of those racetracks in this big real estate boom we're having. We're losing a lot of racetracks.
Wow.
The track I started at, it shut down, and no one has been interested to pick it back up. And the big local business guy came in, bought it, and just pieced out everything there that was worth anything, to like local schools and stuff. And that whole area is going to be like a warehouse district now. They just shut down Palm Beach Raceway, which was a terrific spot because it's got a drag strip, NHRA approved drag strip. It's got the road course. It's got a go-kart track and a mud bog, all in one spot. And it just got bought up by some Amazon warehouse place, to build over the track and for an Amazon warehouse type thing.
Wow.
Should race cars through the Amazon warehouse in protest.
Yep. That's crazy.
So everybody's coming back to street racing.
Yeah, and that's what promotes all that kind of stuff is the whole dangerous street racing thing. You don't give these kids anywhere to go with their cars. And like when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, with crappy 70s and 80s cars and those things that have honored horsepower. Today's cars have triple that horsepower as the base model, and these kids are out there, they want to race them, and they run out of places to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I'm sorry, I got off on the racing thing. I'm sorry.
So much drama in the world of racing.
No, I had no idea. And I'm guessing racing isn't. It's one of those art forms that asking, is it one of those art forms that's slowly kind of going away within the generations?
Yeah, I hate to say this. I think the younger generations aren't as interested in competition. Like the big thing now is what they call the 24 Hours of Lemons. Not Le Mans, but Lemons, and they race these old crappy cars, like Lemons.
Okay.
Yeah, but they'll go and they'll like play race car driver for a weekend and be done with it. It's something they can put on their bucket list and they're done. They don't even care where they finish and everything.
Got it.
Yeah, when I race, I want to race in like some kind of series or something that has an end game, like a championship.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 2 championships to prove that. I'd like playing the whole championship game. I like competition. And yeah, I think it's a generation thing where, and I'm trying to put this delicately, it's just a generation thing where younger generations just aren't into competition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah.
Everyone's scared to lose.
Right. That is a reality, unfortunately. But it's you almost can't be scared to say it because that's exactly what it is.
My first year racing, I did well for my first year, but I spent the majority of the year getting my ass kicked. That's just how it goes. You got to get in there and you got to learn, and you have to understand that you're not going to get in there and win your first race. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
Oh, they do grassroots racing up here, so I don't remember if they did that down there so much in Florida.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean grassroots?
Well, they take your any type of car and they go out and just go through the track. Like they do time trials and that sort of stuff. And it seems to be really big here in the Midwest. Like you can take your just say a Mustang, or you could take a beat up Miata and just take everything that's loose out of it and go race it. Like either do a time trial or they go and take it, throw it on the track, and then people progressively get more and more competitive in it, and it seems to be pretty big. Like one of my friends was videoing Miatas on this one racetrack. I think it was down Missouri, and they probably had 150 Miatas zooming around the track. It was crazy.
That sounds like SCCA and NASA. Yeah.
Yeah.
SCCA is kind of really ridiculous with their love of Miatas because no, they actually wrote a love letter to Mazda thanking them for the Miata.
Wow.
I'm a Chevy guy. I wanted to race a Chevy in SCCA, and there was only really two options: a Camaro or a Corvette. I couldn't afford to build either because both are big money. So I was going to build one of my Chevy Berettas, and I swear to God, the guy had to ask me 3 times while I'm on the phone with the national headquarters, trying to get this car approved. You sure you don't want to just race a Miata? You sure you just don't want to race a Miata?
Wow. So basically, you got tortured.
It was rough trying to get them to approve something that wasn't a Miata. Because you can fit a Miata in just about any SCCA class, but and the class I was going for is unfortunately an expensive class to stay competitive in.
A friend of mine races Golf, like Golfs and whatever, the Volkswagen little hatchbacks and stuff.
Front-wheel drive. That's what I race. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those cars are pretty quick.
Yeah.
The Golfs. Some of the Golfs can be. Yeah. Money is such a huge problem in it because you'll have 2 or 3 guys over a course of a season at like a local track. I've seen guys pour $10,000 into just the engine for a trophy only class. In other words, you don't win any money from it. You just get a trophy at the end of the night, and they're pouring $10,000 into these engines.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? At least a trophy, because I used to work with guys years ago. Like, they basically every paycheck went into their car for something of some sort, just for the sake of. They're not even racing these cars or anything. Just a new upgrade for the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not for street cars. Street cars can usually with racing, there's rules set in place, so it kind of keeps the cost down, or that's the whole idea, is to keep the cost down. Okay. But for street cars, just for guys that are hobbyists for cars that they drive in the street, there's no limitation really of what you can do with these cars. There's no set of rules. So a lot of times race cars will be slower than street car counterparts because race cars have to abide by rules and the street cars don't. Mm-hmm. As long as it's got turn signals and brake lights, it's legal for the roads. So
that's it.
You can cram 2,000 horsepower into a car you can drive on the street. It doesn't really matter, but you can't do that, in a lot of forms of racing.
That is wild.
Anthony just kind of got his head down, like, I need to talk about race cars again. This guy. Anthony's like, how long is it going to be before he mentions Bigfoot again?
It's all Greek. It's all Greek to me.
Well, hey, Beast Wars was Greek to me last week, and now I'm schooled in it. So thank you for making me watch Beast Wars.
I'm not. You're welcome? ? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what level of sincerity to take that at.
Anthony needs to get a race car.
Yeah. What's everybody drive, by the way?
A car.
Oh my gosh.
I have an F-150 Ford pickup truck, and I also have a 2019 Bullitt Mustang.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then my wife has a Kia Stinger GT, if you know what that is. The turbo V6, pretty damn quick. And she also has a Miata, which I've been trying to steal from her to modify.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't want to get started. I'll tell you what. I came close to getting a Lexus IS 500. I came close. And right now I just drive a RX 350. Because in Minnesota we have salt, snow, and sand that would eat that fucking car alive.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I said to myself, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it you drive now? I missed it.
RX 350 Lexus.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Well,
So 2015.
That's
I
pretty
have
nice.
a JX, Infinity JX 35, which I think is
Ooh.
2013, before they switched it to the JX 60, I believe.
Ooh.
Wow.
And it's pretty nice, but it's until it hits that phase where it needs repairs, then it becomes costly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. More bells and whistles a car comes with, it just means the bigger the repair bills are going to be on down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I stay with my old stuff.
Yeah, I miss the older cars, especially ripping them apart and doing stereo systems. Like that was just the best every weekend. And it's like, cars just back then, they just last forever. But I mean, in this climate, like the salt and everything, it destroys them.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Anthony?
Oh, go ahead.
Gosh, what do I drive now?
That's how disconnected he is with cars. I don't know. I drive a car. I don't know.
some kind of recent Toyota. I think it's from 2016. It does the job.
Is it a car or is it an SUV?
No, it's not an SUV. It is a standard car.
Is it an Avalon or is it a
No.
a Toyota Camry? Is it
I think it's a Camry. Yeah.
Well, you're still driving Lexus. Lexus is Toyota.
Yep. Infinity's Mazda.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Infinity's Nissan.
Yeah, Nissan.
Was it
Mazda doesn't have it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my brother-in-law had a Dodge Ram, and you're talking about repairs. He knocked the side mirror off, and apparently it shorted out all his electrical in his dash. My sister was telling me about this, and I was like,
Chrysler.
Yeah. And apparently he had to take it in for repairs, and he still hasn't learned his lesson though.
Nickel and diamond.
Yeah. Well, he basically can't see worth crap, and scared the piss out of me a couple times while driving. He's like in his 70s, late 70s.
Oh.
Man, you better start driving for that man.
He's in Texas. He's too far away.
X5. I see preferences these Comet X5 with the BMW X5.
Yes, I believe it is a BMW.
Oh,
man, I feel really outclassed here then. Yeah, I got a 04 Dodge Ram. That's my work truck. That's my scrap truck. I got clip jumpers. I got Sunstreaker. I wish I had the real Sunstreaker, but Sunstreaker's my 90 Beretta Indy GT. And then I've got, I think I've got 6 Chevy Berettas.
Ooh.
And then a 78 Chevy Caprice Classic Coupe.
damn.
Yeah, nothing. You know, the truck is an 04. It's my newest vehicle.
Still, those are workhorses, though.
Yeah, it's been the best $600 I ever spent.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, of those cars, I don't think I've paid more than $600-700 for a single one of them. Actually, the 78 Caprice Classic Coupe was my third. I've owned over 200 cars, but the 78 Caprice Classic Coupe is my oldest car. It was my third one. I bought it for $400 when I originally got it, but some guy recently offered me $20,000 for it, and it doesn't even have an engine in it.
That's crazy. Like
It's worth them old cars, man. They going up in value so fast.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, the guy said, well, you guys in this community, because those cars only ran for 3 years, you guys in this community that have these cars, none of you are coming off of them. And I'm willing to pay for one. I'm like, well, you ain't getting mine.
No, I had a friend who had one, and his first car was one of those in high school. And it's like, it was just the perfect week, Friday night, Saturday night vehicle. And it just, went anywhere, and it was indestructible.
What, a Caprice?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh God, I've probably had 24 of them, and the prices of them now are kind of really getting me, because I remember buying them for like $100 a piece. You used to be able to cruise down a back alley somewhere, find one in a backyard, go up, offer them $100, $200, and it just needed some little thing, and it would last you for another 3-4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the dream.
All right, I'll quit torturing Anthony. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry, Anthony. Really, I am.
No. It's a whole it's a whole thing I don't know nothing about, and sometimes it's interesting to hear the people who do know talk about it.
Yeah, but it's off subject. I'm very sorry. I do apologize.
It's freestyle. That's the point.
Mm-hmm. Although it is getting a bit late.
Yeah, I gotta work in the morning, actually.
Well, Anthony, what do you have for the review coming up?
Starting my very long journey of the new Dinobot combiner with Sludge, the dopiest member so far. So we're gonna have a look at him on his own merits, as well as the pants of a combiner. And then
does he get saddlebags?
Yeah. This one, he's definitely the most compromised for needing to be an important structural part of the big guy.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and then the week after that, I'll have Slag up for review as well. This is a journey that we're going on, building the whole thing.
Is he named Slag, or did they change him to Slug?
Oh, it still says Slug on the box. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we know him as Flag. Yeah.
Does it rumble or is it frenzy?
Don't even start.
Depends on the universe. No, you know what it is? They change their color schemes all the time and don't tell you just to mess with you.
No.
That's my canon.
Anthony, with those two Dinobots, didn't you say that the other ones were unreleased so far, or you just didn't have them?
Yeah, well, I got the next one on pre-order, so obviously I'm not going to be looking at them one after the other because they're not all out yet. But
okay,
this will be a slowly continuing series. Grimlock's the next one. He's out in some places. I got a pre-order at GameStop. If I find him in the wild before then, great. See that Anthony likes some Gundam Wing and Super Nintendo. Oh, my Instagram is ancient. I don't use it anymore. I did have a Gundam Wing phase there. I still got the model kits. Kind of phased out of it. Nothing wrong with it. It just, interests come and go. I got a Super Nintendo Classic a few years ago. Yeah, so what's on Instagram right now is a snapshot of like a couple years of my life that are not current years.
I'm with you on not using Instagram that much. Once Spin helped me figure out YouTube Shorts, I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't have a personal Instagram. Like, I just have one for the children of Primus. So there's like a lot of social media stuff personally. Like, on the personal side, I barely touch anymore. It's just more for business or for hobbies now.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, you can look, but like, don't act like. Don't go look at my Instagram account and presume that you know 2023 me, basically,
You get rid of his bread.
Well, 11:72 for Stephen Bach, which has the same time for me as well, and for Anthony. Calvin, anything coming up for the week?
I just gotta post that video to talk about like the different classes of Transformers and how the prices have changed through the years. So I'm gonna be doing a video posting talking about that situation and that's about it, man. Like I said, all of us just keep collecting Transformers and talk about the history and the new stuff that's to come. That's about it.
Cool. Charlie, what about yourself?
Just collecting and watching videos. Nothing really. Trying to put up with my kids.
I hear that. Oh, I hear that. Well, and on that note, anyone watching later, what was that?
Is that chicken?
That's what it sounded like. So yeah, anyone watching this after, remember to rate, like, subscribe to all of our channels, Children of Primus, Vintage Toy Warp Reviews. Check out Calvin on Instagram. Check out our news and reviews on childrenofprimus.com. And thank you to all the subscribers, all the followers, and everyone that's helped us get here. And as Toy Warp has mentioned, we've hit 150 subscribers. So thank you. Mm-hmm. And I have a few possible surprises in the upcoming weeks. I've got a different angle that we're going to try to take on things, but I will mention that once I can pull that off during the week, I will let everyone know about it. So yeah, on that point, as we sign off, it's like till all are one, and see everyone next week.
See you.
Right.
Fun as always, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, same.